Very dramatic music there. Hello, hello, hello. Let me know if that music's... I'll turn that music down a bit. It sounds a bit loud to me. Let me know if the music is not loud enough, or too loud, or just right. This is one where I think I'm going to, before we kick off, I'll give it a few minutes. Because I know people can join after the game starts, but, you know, I want people to be able to be here from the very beginning of things. So if anyone is chilling here for the moment, hello, sit back, relax, admire the astounding raiment of King Morcar of the York dynasty. There he is. He's not yet grown his iconic facial hair, but it's coming. It is coming, all in good time. As far as joining goes, I think the game will explain in just a second. We will make sure that's working. Interestingly, your chat message is not showing up. Let me see if I can fix that. Don't know why that would be. Let me try doing this. There we go. There we go. Hello, everybody. Hello. I've added chat. I don't really know where chat belongs here. Where shall I put you? We'll put you... You can go there for now. We'll see. No, actually, let's put you down there. We'll see how it goes along. Top right, you reckon? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I mean, that looks good now, but I don't know. I've never played this game. This is completely blind. We'll see what happens. Yeah, it'll let you join in a minute. Let's move to the next screen anyway. We are playing on Twitch. Playing on Twitch is what we are doing. Now, I have to choose 3 regions. I'm happy to let you guys have a say in this, because I think if you join the game, you'll be a noble from one of these areas. Oh, I thought the question mark would give me more info, but apparently not. So let me know which 3 regions you're interested in. You can give that a quick read. I'm not going to read it. I respect your literacy. Also, hello, Prince Agor. I've just had a notification. It's your first time in the chat, so welcome aboard. Good to see you. Is the extension really annoying? I can't tell if that's like blocking off the whole stream. On my stream preview, it looks like it is. I'm assuming you can dismiss that extension, but let me know if you can't, and I'll get rid of it. Let's have a look. This looks like the white mana symbol from Magic the Gathering, so we're having that. The Grandees are impassioned duelists. We've got to have some duelists. What's up, Yugatom? First time in the chat as well. Nice to see you. The reason you never catch my streams is they're completely as and when. So, good to see you. Glad you caught this one. I'm just selecting 3 regions, and then you should be able to join the court. So we'll have the Grandees of the South. I quite like the idea of the Chiefs of the North. We've got some pagan religion and prowess. I'm going to... The next thing I see in the chat is going to be the 3rd region. And to answer your question, Yugatom, it's going well. I'm doing well. I've had a nice day. It's been a productive day. I've booked a dentist appointment. It's all been kicking off. So yeah, positive growth, heading in the right direction, and glad to be doing something a bit more interactive, because I think the thing that appeals to me most about Twitch streams is when you can be involved in them. So hopefully this game will tick those boxes. I'm getting a strong sense of apathy from the Twitch chat about what regions we use, so I am going to choose, and we're going to go for the Counts of the East because they look pretty scary. Right, so here's how you join. Allegedly, let's give this a go. If you type !join in Twitch chat, you should be able to join the game as a noble. Let's see if this works. Hopefully, this works. There we go. Detective Dumb's in there with the they, them. I think you can, if you want to change your pronouns, I think you can. If not, you could just be they, them. Let me check how you do that. I think you go, if you want to be a he, him, or a she, her, you go, I think it's ! join he, him, or something like that. Let me have a look. Because I was looking at this earlier. If not, we can all be gender neutral. Why not? No one represented the Counts of the East right now, which is sad for them. Very sad time to be a Count of the East. We'll give it a few more minutes. Like I said, I do just want to give people time to notice that the stream is going on. I do believe people could join once we've started. But if it were me, I'd want to be there right from the start. So we'll give it another minute or two, and then I will kick it off. So, Detective Dumb, you're representing the Chiefs of the North, who are noble warriors, as I understand it. So I expect you to be a loyal ally to the king and not to mess me around. Yugatom, Grandees of the South. I mean, it's anyone's game. Grandees of the South, not to be trusted. I'm certainly not going to hold it against you if you decide to be devious. Now, we just need that one more noble for this to be a full party, I think. So, while we wait, let's give it another 3-4 minutes, and if not, we'll just get started. While we wait, how's everyone doing? What's going on in your life? What's the news? What's the tea? I want to hear about it. What's the gossip? You know, whatever it may be. Whatever it may be, let me know what the gossip is. While you figure that out, just a heads up. I have made the decision that I will be running ads on this stream. I'll let you know when they're coming up. You can, of course, avoid ads by subscribing. I'm doing it because I'm a shameless sellout who, you know, has just paid for quite an expensive holiday. So, you know, gotta recoup that, gotta recoup that cash. Your life's not as rock and roll as mine. No dentist appointment on the horizon. Well, the thing that I learned today is that booking a dentist appointment is actually really easy. It's easy getting you in the door. The hard part, I think, is when they, you know, pull your teeth out. Zigo to the Marmalade 0808. Helltaker is going to happen when everyone least expects it. And every time someone asks me Helltaker when, I'm just going to push it back. I don't know what everyone's little obsession is with Helltaker. You'll give me a follow if I say ooh. Well, I just did. So follow through or get banned. There we go. Thank you for the follow. Let me just... you know what? I need to move this down here so that things show up. To join the game, you just go !join. There we go. There you are. !join will get you into the game. And that should... There you go. Now that we've got one for every faction, I think we're good to start. I'm pretty sure other people can join once we've started, so this sounds good to me. I have no idea how this game works. You're learning with me. I know that I can lose, and I think it's largely down to you guys whether that happens. Oh my god. Right. Monarch winning. You guys can read this bit at the bottom, and I'll read the top bit. Acquire an heir, then complete your ambition to win. Your first reign will likely end in disaster. Untrue. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Accurate. Keep an eye on the region's schemes. If they pass all their stages, they will win the game. So it looks like your different factions all have an opportunity to win here, those of you who are playing. And be careful of the region's defiance stat. If it gets too high, the regions may rebel against you. That would be a mistake. And you guys need to pass all 3 stages of your scheme. Each stage requires you to get stats to a certain level, which are affected in votes. Voting will be open and it's up to you. If, and this is a huge if, your defiance stat is high enough, you can rebel. This pauses your scheme and is risky. I'm going to tell you guys right now, if you rebel, I will do everything in my power to make sure that your dynasty is wiped from the face of the earth, okay? In the game. In the game. At the very least in the game. Each season will get 3 events to play. Click on one to get started. Click on one what? I'm not sure what it wants me to click on here. It just says click on one. Oh, here we go. Coronation, council introduction. Let's get crowned. It's time to get crowned. You've always got to be worried about your dynasty. This is your monarch, the streamer's character. They'll appear in most stories, but not all. These are the kingdom's stats. If any of them are at 0 at the start of a season, the game will end. So if we run out of money, stability, or authority, the game will end. These are the region's stats. Stats determine which events are generated. Boring. If defiance is higher than authority and... Oh my god. If you get too defiant, there'll be a rebellion. Understood. And I can view all of the nobles and their wealth on the nobles list. There you all are. You all have the same wealth. This is that's how we kick things off. Right. Your Majesty, I've scheduled your coronation to take place in a week's time. I'm not going to say why the hurry. I feel like it's pretty important that I get to be in charge. The noble... We don't want the nobles to get restless. They take their daggers and look for the nearest backs. They wouldn't dare, obviously. You should pay more attention to your history books. No. The nobles are always plotting something. Untrue. As is tradition, the council will decide, that's you guys, what happens at my coronation. Yes, let's call the nobles in. Certain choices will change stats. Some choices that do so will indicate this change here. Okay, not all choices that change stats have these indicators as they do not show the region affected. Okay, right. Okay, I can change how a vote is run with a law, so I can change how votes happen by the looks of it. I can use one law for vote. Try using your veto on one option you dislike. When the vote opens, the nobles vote using the command vote, followed by their choice letter. So this is going to be in Twitch chat. You vote in the Twitch chat by using exclamation vote, followed by your choice letter. The monarch may close the vote anytime after all nobles have voted, or the timer hits 0. Okay. Right, so here are our options. We can host a lavish parade, which will cost a third of the money. That doesn't sound great, but it will increase stability. We can proceed with a religious ceremony that honours the ninth god, which will increase faith for, I guess, everyone. We can throw the king in a river. I don't do that one. That will lower my authority, but apparently increase stability. Or we could have no coronation at all. I can take a voting option off the table, and I can mark my preferred voting option. So my preferred voting option, I think is... let's honour the ninth god. And I could veto. I could veto, but I'm not going to. I could veto, but I'm not going to. Votes are open. You go exclamation mark vote followed by your choice. Oh, you guys. Following with the monarch's choice. Very nice. You got 15 seconds left to cast your vote. Okay, Yukatom, your dissent has been noted. Your dissent has been noted, and there will be repercussions for this. Voting is closed. Happy days. We'll have a lovely religious ceremony. What a great start. Okay, so stats have changed. Right, so there's been increased faith in the south, increased faith in the east as well. Very faithful in the south. Very, very nice. Okay, lovely. I'm crowned. Morcar is king, ordained by divine right, chosen by the ninth god, and elevated above all. Detective Dumb, your religion is apparently you don't have much of it. Apparently that's just the way it is. Which house are you? The Blues. Maybe you guys just don't have a lot of religion. Maybe that's just your vibe. It looks like you don't really care about it. Okay, no one was plotting against me, obviously. Why would you? Ooh. This looks a lot like Westeros. Am I the only one seeing this? I know Westeros is, like, somewhat based off of the British Isles, but this is, like... This looks a lot like Westeros. Like, Winterfell up here. King's Landing would be somewhere down here. This would be where the Sand Snakes live. Right, the path to victory. I need to acquire an heir. A spouse is useful, but not necessary. Let's get hitched. Complete your ambition before a scheme or rebellion usurps me. Okay, cool. I'm new and unproven. The noble councils will not scheme against me. That's a typo. Those fools couldn't scheme their way out of a paper bag. No offence, lads. Better kings than you if toppled by their treacherous nobles. To defeat their schemes, you must secure an heir. Cool. My question is, when you die, how do you hope the kingdom will remember you? Right, so this is me setting my goal. And while admittedly the choice I've made already makes me think a faith goal would be nice, there's something about being remembered as the greatest king who ever lived that absolutely appeals to me. So we're gonna go for this. This isn't a vote. This is a decision I'm making. I will be the greatest king who ever lived. If you don't like it, you can vote. I need to focus on improving my authority. Okay, cool. Once I have an heir, they'll return to discuss ambition. That's fine. Right, let's meet the council. Now that you're king, your first duty is to meet with the councils. This is you lot. who I believe if you have the game, you have the option to create your characters and have them look a certain way. The nobles all hail from across this kingdom, blah, blah, blah. Who are we meeting first? Let's go meet the chiefs of the north. Detective Dumb, there you are. A red-headed woman, as I've always suspected. Good luck in your days ahead. You'll need it dealing with us lot. Rude. Counts of the East. the vampires of the East. Very nice. Very drippy, if I do say so myself. May you escape the doom that befell your predecessor. Lovely. Very kind words. And we have Northern Lion. The Twitch streamer Northern Lion is here from the Grandees of the South. And they trust I will conduct myself with honour and faith. Absolutely. Absolutely. The council hall immediately fills with raid voices as they argue with each other. Fantastic. Fantastic. You love to see it. Right, we can end the season. I think. I don't think there's anything left to do but end the season. Oh, each region will now vote for one of 3 randomly selected schemes. Schemes are made up of 3 stages with specific stat requirements. And if you guys pass all 3 scheme stages, you win the game. The false pretender occupies... Oh, Nadia is a claimant from the Grandees of the South. The false pretender occupies the throne while my claim is ignored. Grandees of the South, this is a stain on our honour. We must not allow it to go unanswered. Don't listen to Nadia. This is open to everyone by the looks of it. What scheme should the Grandees pursue to overthrow the king? Maybe it's only open to the Grandees of the South. I don't know. But the vote is live. The vote is live. Or do I get to do this? No, voting is open. So exclamation mark vote. And then your answer. Oh, maybe it's not open. How does this work? Oh, there we go. Oh, maybe, you know what? Maybe it's only the, yeah, it's probably only the Grandees who get to vote on this. Lower stability. I'm against this. Hello, Sweetmail7. Welcome aboard. If you go exclamation mark join, you'll be able to join as a noble in the game. You'll be assigned to one of these houses. Voting is closed. And the yellow team are voting for subterfuge. They're going to try and lower stability. So you're going to be sneaky. Sneaky little spies. You need to lower stability to 4 or less in 3 seasons. It's currently at 5, so that seems pretty doable. I'm just going to edit the stream title just to hammer in that you can join by going exclamation mark join. There we go. Right. Has that worked? Yeah, the Counts now have 2 members. Huge news. The Chiefs. Gortilda. Chiefs of the North, we all know I should be on the throne, not this imposter King Morcar. How do we make that happen? Voting's open for the Chiefs of the North. These are your options. Exclamation mark vote and then A, B or C. I'm liking this game so far. I think this is only open to the Blues. So Dude0234, you have the option to vote on this as well. You are on the blue team. I think it might only be the ones that are in the blue team that can vote on this. Yeah, this seems fun. I could see doing this more than once. And especially once we know what we're doing so we can skip the things. Oh, it's a split vote. It's a split vote. Voting is closed. I don't know what it's going to do here. Raising their military is what's won. So that means that you guys... The Chiefs plan to make an alliance with the Ice Giants. Okay, sure. Fine. They must raise their military. So your military Blues is currently... Wait, your military is currently at 7? That's ominous. Okay, we need to do everything in our power to reduce that. Meanwhile, the vampires... False King Morcar I saw there. What are the vampires up to? Thank you very much, Sweetmail7, for the follow. I appreciate it. Vampires, this is all yours. Sweetmail7 and Zeeg. I'm just going to call you Zeeg. Your username's quite long. Lower Own Defiance. What does that mean? Lower Own Defiance. So just be super chill. I was kind of joking about the vampires, but now I'm seeing Blood Ritual as an option. I'm seeing Possession. Sweetmail, you have the opportunity to vote on this one. If you would like to. I'll give you 10 seconds. There you go. Okay, Possession is the winner. Alrighty, voting's closed. The Count's plan to summon a demon to possess the king. Putting him totally under their control. First, they must lull the king into a false sense of security. Okay, great. Is there a way for me to check this? Oh yeah, I can. Okay, here you can review the region's schemes and your claimants. When you have an heir, this will appear at the top of the page. If your reign ends abruptly, the nobles will vote for the next monarch. The vote is between two regions with the highest combined stats and your heir, if you have one. Right, so at the moment, the yellow team need to reduce stability, which has not yet happened. The purple team need to lower their own defiance, which they are working towards. And Ragnarok, they're going to raise their military, and it's already there. So, slightly scary, but I'm sure it's fine. Alrighty. We've got some events here. I'm going to kick things off with a mysterious ship with the chiefs. There's Chief Dude 0234 is right here. Your Highness, a shipwreck has appeared on the edge of my estate. Hate it when that happens. It's not even from the north. Its name is Seraphina, and it bears a southern flag. That's the yellows in it. Oh yeah, here's Northern Lion again. That vessel went missing a few months back. We feared she was lost at sea. Oh, this looks tense. She's been found on land right on top of my favourite picnic spot. My common folk discovered only one survivor on board, a southern sailor. He claims to remember nothing of what happened. And this is some random sailor. I'm not going to say he looks awful. He's got a parrot. Living the dream. Look, they were sailing across the southern waters, then nothing. Grandy Yugatom says this poor soul needs looking after. And the chiefs say they need to be interrogated further, and they must know why the ship's on their land. Right. I've got some options here. I could send... And you're going to be voting on this as well, everyone, by the looks of it. We can send the sailor to a monastery, which will lower defiance. We can pay a scholar to help him recover his memory. That sounds pretty expensive, though. The chief should hire adventurers to investigate the wreck. That'll increase defiance and cost money. Oh, I think this might be your money, actually. This is probably your money. This looks like something you guys are choosing. I'm not sure. Leave the sailor to recover alone. Right. Those are your options. I am not going to get involved in this, I don't think. So I don't know if this is open to everyone. Everyone try and see what happens here. I don't know if this is just open to the chiefs. Oh, it's open to everyone. Everyone gets a vote here. People looking to lower defiance. 13 seconds remaining on the vote. It's a split vote. It's not a split vote. It is an overwhelming victory for vote D. They're going to leave the sailor to recover alone and the wreck to moulder away. We're just not getting involved. We're simply not getting involved. The grandees grumble amongst themselves, muttering about your lack of charity. The South have become a bit more defiant by the looks of it. Yeah, the South didn't like that. And trade has improved somewhat for the North. Okay. Very, very nice. Amicably resolved. Right, let's go to the South, for the sake of balance. Your Majesty, it is my singular honour to invite you to attend the annual Night of the Seven Pyres celebration. Now, I could just not go, which would be funny. It would be funny to turn down your presumably religious celebration. Let's hear more about it. It's the biggest festival in the entire South. It's a celebration of the ninth god and his victory over the other 8. It is the most holy and sacred night of the year. Most people like it because fireworks are involved. That does sound good. That does sound good. I look forward to attending. I trust you're willing to finance and organise one of the pyres. It is customary for the king to do so if he's in attendance. This is a little bit cheeky. I would assume that if you invite me to your ceremony, this one time. So, Dude 0234, you can actually win the game. You don't just vote, you can win the game. There are goals for your faction, and your faction can win the game. Right, so that's apparently happened. One of the teams will win, or I will win. Now that you're king, you need personal protection. Why, I could plunge my sword into your heart right now, could I not? I'd like to see you try. Isn't it your imagination, or does your marshal stifle a wry chuckle? In any case, she quickly hides it. You need an honor guard to keep you safe. Yeah, okay. I agree. Each region offers a selection of elite guards. The chiefs with their most famous warrior heroes, the counts with their knights of the Order of the Drowned Rose, and the grandees offer the fiercest battle nuns from the Sisterhood of Steel. Very cool. Think carefully, your majesty. These guards' loyalties will be divided between you and their region. Of course, you could just hire foreign mercenaries. They'd be loyal to coin above all. For the sake of balance, we'll hear about all of them. So the Northern Warriors are bearded oafs with axes and no manners. They'll get drunk and cause trouble in the palace. No discipline at all. But I can't guarantee they won't run off on some random quest, but they're honourable and in a fight unbeatable. Unbeatable sounds good. What about the Southern Battle Nuns? Oh my god, they do look pretty scary. Terrifying warriors, and they've sworn a vow of silence. Cool. But their faith and loyalty is to the church above all, even my own safety. Alright, I'm afraid you've not got the job. And finally, the Order of the Drowned Rose are highly respectable. They'll understand palace etiquette, but it's been years since they fought an actual battle. They mostly write poems these days. I'm obviously not getting a foreign mercenary. I've made my decision. And my decision, this is not a vote, this is a decision. My decision... Oh, this is different. This is a... I'm gonna go with... See, I don't... The Northern Warriors have like a whole military plan, so it's not gonna be them. It's not gonna be them. I'm going for the nuns, I think. Yeah. Yeah, it's nuns, I think. I'm going for the nuns. The North didn't like that, the East didn't like that, but the South quite liked it. Silent warrior nuns it is. Hashtag not my king. That was quick. I didn't think it would descend to that so quickly. The nuns are here, they're silently nodding. Wow, okay. I think that's all the events for this season, is my understanding. So we will end the season there. Nobles could use their wealth to bid on any building and any... Oh my god, this is getting complicated. Right, this is done through an auction where only the 2 most funded buildings are chosen. When the auction is open... Right, so pay attention. Pay attention. Also, stop making alliances in the chat. When the auction is open... Nobles can fund with the following command. So you'll go !fund, the building, and then an amount of money. So you're bidding with your own personal wealth, okay? You've all got 1,000 at the moment. When you're ready, hit start auction to begin the auction. So just to let you see the options here. Voting is not open, so don't do anything just yet. So the 2 highest funded will be built. Okay, you can vote for any of these. You can fund any of these. So those are the effects. I'm assuming we understand this. The auction's not opened yet, so hold fire on that. I'm about to open it. Right, I mean, I guess I'll just open it. You guys can read. I scored a drop. What does that mean? What does it mean to have scored a drop? It says in my stream manager that I've scored a drop. They're in your drops inventory. Send a message to thank Games on Hard Mode for the drop. Wait a minute, I'm Games on Hard Mode. Okay, whatever that was, it's taken me off the stream manager. Let's ignore that. Right, the auction's open. The auction is open. You have the option to fund a building, and it looks like they'll be in the area that correlates to them. So, for example, if you vote for B, that would be for the Chiefs. The auction is open. I will point out that, you know, if nobody puts anything in, you could just put 1. You could put 1 towards something. I don't see any reason why not. So you need to use fund, Zieg. It's not vote, it's fund for this one. ! Fund. Wow. The Counts really want that stadium. I mean, I'm definitely not regretting my decision to not hire the Counts for military, given that you're planning to spend loads of money on decreasing your military. Like, that's. I think I went with the right call with the warrior nuns. Time's up. This game kind of rules. I'm a fan of this. The stadium's getting built. Zeeg, that one's on you. We'll name it after you. Oh, that'd be cool, actually. It's a shame you can't do that, to name it after. And there's been a fortress. This is getting worrying, Chiefs. I won't lie. That's getting a little bit concerning. Right. Oh, we've got new events. Okay. I guess we're still in a season then? Finding a spouse will do last. That's important, but we'll do it last. The deceased. Let's start with the deceased. The elderly Countess Iolanda, a cousin many times removed of Count... Oh, no! Sweet Mel 7. One of your cousins has died. Died in their sleep last week. She was nearly 90, would you believe? A better end than most of us get. Indeed, your majesty, she stayed at home in the east most of the time enjoying herself. But she could have spent more time on her accounts. She died without a will. And the nobles are scrabbling for her estate. Well, Sweet Mel, this is where it gets interesting, isn't it? And here is Sweet Mel. Countess Iolanda was my relative. I wrote to her at least once a year. Of course the estate should be mine. However, Chief Dude 0234 says, my late great-grandfather used to play backgammon with her. Pretty compelling. He swore she intended to leave it to our family. By the blood of the dead, that's a pitiful claim. All right. Right. Now, citizens of the nation, here's what I'm going to propose, okay? Here's what I propose. We don't want there to be infighting. We don't want people to be fighting amongst themselves. So I think the best option here, and my personal recommendation, is that you give the money to me, okay? That's my personal opinion. I'm not going to veto anything. I'm not going to cut your rights. But I think the best choice is to give the money to me. I think money for the kingdom, money for the king is money for everyone, okay? This will benefit absolutely everyone. Votes are open. I've made my choice clear. Give the money to me. Give the money to the king. That's the whole point of having a king. I'm seeing a bit of dissent from the counts, but that's understandable. This vote is open to everyone, not just the counts, I think. Or maybe it's... No, yeah, here we go. I noticed nobody... Wow. Okay, that's everyone's voted, so I'm afraid that it's getting given to the Chiefs. The Chiefs have kind of forced their way in there and claimed it. The East is now grumbling. But Chief Dude and the other chiefs are delighted. They even send you and the treasurer a gift basket as a token of their appreciation. Chief Dude, your wealth has doubled. It's more than doubled. The treasury's gone up a bit as well. Okay. A noble's been kidnapped. Maybe we can restore some goodwill with the counts here. Your Grace, the noble and loyal Count Sweet Mel has been taken hostage. Okay. This time, I'm going to back the East, okay? I'm not going to say kidnapped, what do you mean? I'm trying to build a legacy here. I don't want people to think I don't know what words mean. These horrid miscreants demand gold and safe passes to Ashmead in exchange for Sweet Mel's return. Some choices have certain outcomes called challenges. These can either be random or based on a stat. Okay. So we could pay the ransom for Sweet Mel's release, which would... that's actually quite a lot. That's actually quite a lot of money. That's quite... Like, no offense, Sweet Mel, but that is quite a lot of money. I can't show my preferred thing here. Here's what I will say. We're not going to ignore the letter. I'm not going to veto it, but let's not ignore it. I'll let you guys figure this out. We could go for the military and try and reclaim Sweet Mel. Or we can pay the ransom, which will be expensive, and I won't ever forgive you. You know, just going to throw that out there. It'll be expensive and completely unforgivable. a letter's come from Sweetmail themselves saying, pay, just pay the money. This is looking like a tie at the moment. Gangrel, if you join the game, if you go !join, it will let you cast that vote. So just join the game. So !join, and then go for that again. I'll wait a minute because I can see that in the chat. So if you want to be able to vote, you have to go !join. And then you will be able to vote. There we go. All right, Gangrel, you have joined the yellow team. Right, okay. We're sending in the military. What's up, Dr. Neroli? Dr. Neroli, that's what we're going for. The Doc. I'm going to call you the Doc. Welcome to the game. I see it's the first time in the chat. Very cool. And you can join the game with !join. Let's see if the troops manage to get this done. The Outlaws are no match for the East forces, which rush to Sweetmail's aid. That's cooled off the East a little bit. And my authority's gone up. That's what I was looking for. That's my whole goal, isn't it? Excellent work, everyone. The treasury's gone up. Some of the counts have gotten richer. Robobola, welcome to the game. If you would like to join, by the way, Robobola, you can. !join will get you there. I don't think you'll be able to pick a side, though. Right. Hashtag that's my king. Great news. Glad to hear we like that one. Right, let's get hitched. Let's go. In the twisty passages of your castle, you can avoid your advisors, the nobles, and even the spymaster, but there's one person you can't avoid, your mother. I don't like where this is going. I've read enough Greek tragedies to know that this is not the direction I want when we're going finding a spouse. Why haven't you found a spouse yet? It's been almost a year. I have been busy. Sweetmail was kidnapped. There was a ransom letter. Don't worry, I'll take the liberty of finding eligible candidates. What is your preference? Men, women, or do you not mind? I think, not to be heteronormative, we're going to go for women here. Next time I'll put it to a vote. Excellent. I'll send out messengers to the most influential noble families in the kingdom and let's see what they have to offer. Right. I think that's the end of the season. Hidden in a labyrinth beneath an eastern castle, a pair of counts meet to speak of their schemes against the king. Sweetmail, who's just been rescued. The Chancellor sent me a fruit basket last week to thank us for our efforts in helping the crown. It's working, our reputation is secure. Our problem now is the Archbishop. His beady little eyes will be focused on us if we're not careful. You must evade him at all costs. For the next stage of their scheme, the counts must lower their faith to 4 or less. Your faith is currently 5. You need to lower your faith if you're a count. You may collect a common tax or target a specific... Ooh. Taxing a region will increase their defiance stat and decrease noble wealth. Well, well, well. Well, well, well. It looks to me like... It looks to me like the Chiefs have the most money. I could just tax everyone the same. Or... Now, the common tax is fair. I'm seeing some arguments in the chat. I think, for now, alright, this time, we'll do a common tax. Alright, don't give me a reason to regret that. Okay, we'll do the marriage thing last. Gaps in the mind. Sounds good to me. This is in the north. Chief Dude, what's up? Your Highness, you have some odd news to report. What happened? Ever since the wreck of the Seraphina was found on my land, people have been losing their memory. It started small, but it's spreading. And I woke up this morning to find I'd lost a week of my life. Something is deeply wrong. Okay, what should be done about the memory loss centered around the... I mean, this is obviously... With the greatest respect, this is obviously bollocks, isn't it? Like, this is a joke. I'm just going to let you guys vote on this. This ludicrous... this ludicrous alleged memory loss. Do what you want. I have no strong opinion on this lunacy. I'm not going to justify it. Wow. Chief Dude, it's not looking good for you in the court of public opinion. Not looking good for Chief Dude in the in the public arena here. There's one outstanding vote by the looks of it. Oh, no, okay, fair enough. Right. Chief Dude, I'm afraid you've been declared to be delusional. Forbid all discussion of the wreck. We will talk no further on this issue. Is that all you're going to do? Pretend this problem doesn't exist? Yes. Yes, it is. I've banned discussion of the Serafina. If anyone mentions Serafina in chat, I will not be happy. Farming's gone down in the north. Stability's gone down a little bit, apparently. As rumours simmer down, many northern peasants move away from their farms. Okay, I don't care. It's not my farm, is it? So it doesn't sound like my problem. Anyway, here's the Archbishop. Your Majesty, I wish to speak with you about the situation in the north. If this is about the bloody ship. No. Too long have the Northerners been allowed to worship their heathen tree gods, in brazen defiance of the ninth god. Allow me to send some of my missionaries to the north. It's for the good of the realm. We're not going to destroy the ship. Leave it. It's finished. Right. I mean, I'll let the council decide on this one. I'll let the council decide on this one. Archbishop spitting facts. Right, council, including the north, and again, I think this is something for you guys to hash out amongst yourselves. Are we sending missionaries to the north, or are we denying it? I do agree that the north have somewhat lost the plot ever since that boat turned up. They could probably do with some help. Okay, it looks alright. People apparently don't want to send the north any help. Just leave them to their business. Wow. No religion for the north. Okay, fine. Very well, if this is the will of the council, then so be it. We can't be having stability. Wow. I'm glad that the council represents our sovereignty enough to leave us to our own business. Many thanks. No problems, Chief Detective Dumb. Not a problem. You can have your trees. Just, I don't want to hear any more about people losing weeks of their life. Right. Eligible options. There are 3 potential matches, 1 from each kingdom. Choose wisely. You'll be securing a powerful alliance. What if I don't want to marry any of them? That's a decision that can wait till later. Okay. Your mother leads us to the Great Hall, where she's arranged 3 portraits on easels. For now, each is covered by a cloth. Alright, let's meet them. This is Marta, firstborn daughter of Dude from the North. She's your typical northern lass, big, brawny, and honest, in the same way an axe to the face is honest. So we have Dude's daughter. Dude, known madman, notorious delusional rambler, believes he's lost weeks of his life because he looked at a boat. Even among the Northerners, she's made something of a name for herself as a fearsome warrior. Had a bit of controversy a while back when her clan hall burned down. She was to blame somehow. I can see the appeal, I suppose. I'm going to be very diplomatic here. This is Sylvia, the eldest daughter of the Eastern Zegas dynasty. Apparently they had a hell of a time getting her to smile for this portrait. Spends most of her time indoors, poring over musty tomes. Half the East are in love with her, apparently, and the other half hate her. Very divisive. I'll say she's intriguing. And finally, we have Serafina from the south, the eldest daughter of the Gangrel lineage. Gangrel is one of our nobles. Yes, Gangrel. This is your eldest daughter. She's reputed to have an ego the size of the sun, but there's nothing wrong with confidence. She's tried hard at a number of ventures, though they all seem to end in disaster. Wait, people are saying Serafina. Is her name Serafina? We'll gain a lifelong alliance. Yeah, that is a little bit sus. That is incredibly dodgy. The same name as the boat. The same name as the boat that caused all this trouble. I don't know if it is a good omen. Now the Count's... The Count's goal is to have, like, low defiance, right? Or have they already done that? Oh no, their goal is to lower faith. I think I need to make a decision here on who I want my ally to be. And I think I cannot ignore a sign like this. Serafina. The same name as the boat that washed ashore? What are the odds? I've made my decision. Serafina of the South. That is my choice. I choose Serafina of the South. I love an omen, a portent. I'm sure this will lead to only good things for the kingdom. God save the king, indeed. That is exactly the response I was looking for. Slightly divisive choice I can see in the chat there. We'll end the season there. Chaos. There better not be chaos in the kingdom in the south. In the south, beneath a scorching sun, Grandee Yugatom is strolling through the vineyard in the company of a few close friends. This sounds ominous. Ominous. The kingdom is in jeopardy, and the council is calling for the king's inner circle to resign. We need to increase the pressure. If the king's in a weak enough position, he's got no choice but to bow to our demands. Is this how you reward me for my choices? No more interfering, Spymaster. No more Marshal or Chancellor or Treasurer. A whole new inner circle, all made up of Grandees. For the next stage of their scheme, the Grandees must lower authority, don't you dare, to 4 or less in 3 seasons. Authority will go up. Meanwhile, in the north, where snow blankets the landscapes and wolves howl in the night, the chiefs plot to bring about the end of the world. Ragnarok. Praise Morgana! Initial talks with the ice giants are going so well that they've gifted us a new patch of fertile land. Great news for the north. The gods are good. With luck, this will be the foundation of an alliance strong enough to rock the world. The bloody ice giants again. Tall as a building, limbs like tree trunks, and those southerners don't know how to fight them like we do. But first we must offer something the giants desire. A whole kingdom's worth of pillage? Just what I was thinking. If we fill the kingdom with bountiful goods and plunder, the giants won't be able to resist. For the next stage of the chief scheme, they must raise other regions' trade to a combined total of 10 or more in 3 seasons, so the north need to make other people's trade go up. It's currently at 10. So it is in the interest of everybody else to lower your own trade to sabotage the north. Right, we can adopt a new law. Right. I can have extra stability if more than half of you vote for the same option. After voting, nobles can change their minds and vote for a different option. Or have a really quick timer. I don't want to have a really quick timer. Let's have extra stability if 50% of nobles vote for the thing. Yes. That one. Yes. Agreed. How do I proceed? End year. Right. It's all kicking off in the south. Let's check it out. A city in flames. Your Majesty, there's been a terrible fire in the city of Saranona, didn't ask, where once there were buildings, there is now a field of smouldering ash. Dozens of peasants have died. This sounds very much like a problem for the south to deal with. What caused this fire? Filled with religious conviction, the townsfolk seized a travelling wizard and attempted to burn him at the stake for practicing dark magic. Hashtag deserved indeed. He walked out of the city unharmed. The same cannot be said for those who tried to burn him. This is why you never tangle with wizards. I think there is a moral to this story. I was hoping the council might unlock some funds from the treasury so we could rebuild. I guess this is up to you guys. Here's what I will say. I don't think the wizard is the problem here. So I'm going to veto finding and punishing the wizard. That's not what we're doing. And I'll let you just decide this one. This is up to you. We can rebuild the city as it was, which will be expensive, but it is what it is. We can rebuild in stone, which would cost more, so don't do that. And or we can offer no help at all. There's one outstanding vote. I'll give you a few seconds. All right, there we go. We're rebuilding the city exactly as it was. We're restoring the status quo. Voting's closed. All right, there you go. Justice has been done. Not on the wizard, because we don't mess around with wizards. We'll rebuild it. The cheap wooden houses take no time to build, and are soon populated by candle-wielding, dry blanket-bearing common folk. What could go wrong? Love it. The South, a firm ally. I respect the South's dedication and commitment to being an ally. Right, Knight of the Seven Pyres. I'm detecting a common theme here. Oh, this is the thing they invited me to. As we journey south, the sun beats down like a hammer. Grandi Yugaton meets you at the gates. Glad you could make it, Your Holiness. Welcome to Tinameska. It's a beautiful place you have here. The whole city is excited to have you here, Your Majesty. The citizens cannot wait to see your pyre burn. You will provide the surrounding entertainment and arrange the event's spectacular climax. You'd never plot against me? Good to hear. But first, which of the deposed gods' effigies do you want to be responsible for burning? I would like to burn... I think, as the greatest king to ever live, I'm going to burn the effigy of the Lord of Darkness. The seventh god's effigy is over 50 feet high and burned in the central square, usually attracting the biggest crowd. Great. What kind of entertainers will I be hiring to surround your pyre? Now, I think when it comes to big celebrations, I'm not going to hire clowns. I don't want people to think I'm a joke. Lion tamers sound pretty cool, but fire dancers are the most expensive and therefore the most prestigious. So that's what we're going to have. And you guys can pay for them with your taxes anyway, so it doesn't matter. Right, what else do we want? Oh, we can have lion tamers as well. Okay, all right. Tax money well spent. And I think that will do. Yeah, that'll do. So we need to decide on the climax. Sometimes we go with fireworks, but those are expensive. Or we could just knock it over. Well, obviously we're going to use an obscene amount of fireworks. Yeah, we're not doing a normal amount. We're doing an obscene amount of fireworks. If we're going to spend money, we might as well do it. You'll make the arrangements at once, see that you do. Okay, the effigy of the seventh god towers over the rooftops, a 50-foot demon with fearsome horns. As it bursts into flames, I've just realised how unsafe this is. One of your cities just burnt down, and now we've started a massive fire with loads of fireworks. As it bursts into flames, out come your fire dancers and lion tamers. The lions pose and prance and leap through hoops. The fire dancers sway alluringly, spinning their flaming torches. The crowd applauds, obviously, delighted at the sheer spectacle. Finally, your effigy detonates. The dark sky is filled with bangs and whistles in 1,000 colours. The surrounding buildings look distinctly flammable. Hopefully nothing will go wrong. Oh dear. Before your horrified eyes, a misfired firework lands directly on a nearby kindling shop. In a matter of minutes, dozens of shops and houses around the square are up in flames. This sounds to me like the North's fault. I have a distinct suspicion that the chiefs of the North arranged this. This was nothing to do with me. Hello, JC Santi 2. Welcome to the game. The inferno rages, leaping from rooftop to rooftop. The crowd flees in panic. Within an hour, half the city is burning. Yeah, hashtag blame the North indeed. Thank you for highlighting that message. I wholeheartedly agree. By the time the sun rises, a team of brave volunteers are still fighting the fire. You slink off back to the capital, shamefaced, as the grandees bitterly call for you to apologise for ruining their holy night. Okay, I don't know if it's fair to blame me for that. I think it was pretty clearly the North's fault. Spending 100 points here to encourage trade. Okay, interesting. That's just reminded me. I think I need to disable some of these viewer rewards, right? Because some of them are irrelevant. Let me just double check. I'm assuming you wouldn't pick one that's irrelevant, but... Oh no, I've just got the standard ones on. It's fine. It's all good. Right, the royal wedding. Back to the real business at hand. My wedding to Serafina is naturally the talk of the kingdom. Nobles and peasants alike travel from across the realm to attend. Welcome King Israel 1104. Good to see you. For a week and a day, the capital is one giant party. It feels like you're the only one not taking part. Instead, you're getting ready for the ceremony. Soon enough, you're standing in St. Bertrand's Cathedral with Serafina at your side. Do you take this woman as your lawfully wedded wife? I do. This would be very funny. It would be extremely funny for me to accidentally set fire to to a town and then be like, actually, no, I've decided not to get involved with the South, actually. No, I will take the increase in authority. I pronounce you king and wife. I also got an achievement there. King Israel, you are on Team Purple. Welcome to the Purple Team, the Counts. There's the list, if anyone else is wondering. JC Santi, you're with the South. After the wedding, there's a feast, a dance. At the feast, your new wife, Serafina, delivers a long, rambling speech that puts everybody to sleep. The North are outnumbered, it's true. You'll need to message a close friend or acquaintance and tell them to get on board. By the time you find yourself alone with Serafina, it's past midnight and you never felt more tired. What a wonderful occasion. A shame that tradition demanded we marry in St. Bertram's Cathedral. I can assure you the temples down south are much grander. I mean, can we not? Don't worry, I always make the best of things. It can be tough being as gracious as I am. I guess, yeah, maybe we should get to know Serafina. Tell me something you're passionate about. I'm a humble follower of the Ninth God's teachings, and everywhere I look, I'm surrounded by sinners and heathens. I can't wait to laugh at them from the thereafter. That's so interesting. I love it. I love when people say things like this. King Israel, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. It is, isn't it? Anyway, to continue on the subject, you gently fall asleep to the sound of Serafina droning on about herself. Honestly, what a match. Imagine. Imagine a better match for the king that wants to be known as the greatest king to ever live. We'll end that season there. Okay, so here's an update on the current stuff that's going on. The South need to lower the kingdom's authority, which they have failed to do. The North are trying to raise other regions' total trade to at least 10. That's not happened. And the Purples are trying to lower their own faith to 4 or less, which has not yet happened. Huge news. When do I get to tax people again? We're obviously starting with missing bees. That's my top priority. Count King Israel is here. Your Highness, terrible news from the east. The bees have vanished. All the bees? All of them. Across the east, we counts rely on bees for our honey trade. But worse, in the east, bees are bringers of good fortune. We look after them and they look after us. It's a grim omen indeed if they've deserted us. Our serfs are scared that we've offended the bees somehow. Is this like the bee movie? There's quite a lot of bees in the bee movie. Or are you saying that the reason they've gone is because they want their they want to keep all of the honey? Our serfs are scared they've offended them. We need to find the bees. Right. Here's what I'm gonna say. Oh, I don't know. Do I have a preference here? I know that there's some advantages here for all of you, and I don't want my authority to go down. So here's what I'm going to do. One thing we're not doing is we're not asking the peasants. I don't care what they think. Over to you. I'm hearing rumours that the North stole the bees. I cannot confirm or deny the validity of that. We now have 8 nobles. The North are outnumbered. It's difficult for the North, but it is what it is. I mean, they're outnumbered. They're also getting ganged up on here, which is good because their military is at 8. So I'm glad that we're not all... the North shall pay for our bees. It's true. Right. Voting has closed. Send messages to investigate other regions. Yeah, the bees could be elsewhere. Let's go find them. The Counts are grateful that the Council has taken the situation seriously. No problem. Surely it shouldn't be too hard to find the bees. I'm sure we'll find them. We do need them. Right, a trade opportunity. Chief Dude. The delusional Chief Dude. The madman Chief Dude. Your Majesty, the North is riddled with forgotten ruins. I recently hired explorers from the Adventurers Guild to delve under my lands. They've retrieved a number of artifacts, cursed swords, enchanted jewels, that sort of thing. My fellow chiefs already have plenty of that stuff, but perhaps I could hold an auction. Absolutely you can hold an auction. The High Inquisitor can do one. We're definitely having a cursed artifact auction. They're not going to be melted down. What's the harm? There's 7 hells, that's the harm. Let's see if the council agrees. Right, council. I'm going to need you to I don't care what... I'm not even looking at the stats here. I think there is only one correct answer, and I'm calling for unity here. And my call is we need the cursed auction to go ahead. Okay? We need the cursed auction to go ahead. That is what I think we should do. Why would we not want a cursed artifact auction? Why would we not want that? That sounds sick. Why are you trying to confiscate relics? A bunch of bootlickers in this kingdom. Lick my boots, not the High Inquisitors. What are you doing? I cannot believe this. What are you doing? We could have had an auction. This could have been a real society. There's one outstanding vote. I'm going to wait to see if it makes a difference. Alright, it's a split vote. I don't know how this works. The voting's tied at 4. Break the... Oh! Do I get to break the tie? Well, obviously, the auction goes ahead. Obviously, the king gets the deciding vote, and obviously we're voting for what I said. Okay, faith... The North's faith can't go lower, but that's fine. The North are loyal. Trade is prosperous. That's good for the North. And Chief Dude's wealth has increased. Chief Dude has more money than me, which is concerning. I think I know who's getting taxed next time. The East has not been betrayed. I'm literally prioritizing the search for your bees. I'll have less of that. Greetings, Morcar. I've had an idea. As you know, the people of the South are quite pious. As a member of the royal household, an avid adherent... of the church myself, I thought I might go back to my homeland for a time and take the opportunity to preach in your favour. You mean make me some kind of saint? Not exactly. I mean, unless they really start to like you, but support from the church can't be a bad thing, can it? I mean, I'm looking at the faith down there. I don't think they need any more. Yes, Eager, your guys. Absolutely. No, I'm not rocking the boat. I see. God forbid I should do some good for you. Scared I might upstage you. Pat, alright. There's no need for that. There's no need for any of that. Right. That's the end of the season. When can I tax you lot again? Oh, there's another auction for buildings. Here are the options. So for people who weren't here last time, who's claiming to be a king? Oh, my guys. Okay, yeah, I see that. Yeah, that is a little bit, that's a little bit scary. Which group are you in? The South. Alright, that's worrying. Right, so just as a reminder on this, you go !fund and then an amount, and you use your own funds to support a project. Your fellow Southerners, yeah, sure. Sure. I mean, Dude 0234 could probably swing this whichever way they want. So currently... Have we only had... Oh no, a few people are throwing their money around. Alright. There's a bit of funding nipping around. An observatory in the east seems to be a popular choice. Oh yeah, because they want to lower their faith, don't they? Oh, I see what you're up to, you sneaky little Easterlings. Trying to complete your objectives, are we? Absolutely outrageous. Only the top 2 will happen. There's 6 seconds remaining. Time's up. Right, what's happening? Think you got in there a bit too late, Yugatom. Think you just missed it. There's an observatory for the counts. Sweet Mel, big contributor there. And then we have a Grand Bazaar with JC Santi getting that one. Okay. These are all in my area. We'll look at the air last. A terrible secret. Love it. Your fellow Southerners are a bit shit, not going to lie. Rude. Your Majesty, I bring urgent news. The counts are deliberately eroding the powers of the church in the east. I did fear the church was in trouble. Ever since we had that cursed artifact auction. We've been in decline, alas, and now we know why, which is the worst part of all. The counts are planning to hollow your mind and summon a demon to fill the void and take possession. By the time they're finished, you'll be nothing but a shell. The demon will take over body and soul. By the 9th god. My thoughts exactly. We must bring the sacrilege to the council's attention. Right. So we could delay the count's scheme. Now, I think the obvious choice here is to not let the counts turn me into a demon. Personally, that's my preference. I'll just say it's my choice, okay? I'm just going to say my recommendation is that I bathe in holy water twice a day, and I think that's for the best. I think we could all get behind that. I'm noticing people aren't really following my lead very often. All the counts getting in immediately on this vote. Oh, is that a split vote? Voting tied at 3. So I can either spread word about the dangers of demons or just let the counts get on with it. I think... I mean, I'll have to go with spreading word about the dangers of demons as the second best option. Guys, imagine a demon king. That's not the compelling argument you think it is. I'm going to go with the South on this one. Faith's gone up in the South. The East faith has gone up. And in the North, a little bit of faith in the North. Huge news. Apparently some nobles are grumbling about the church meddling, but that's fine. My authority is credible. I'll take it. Right. Legends Rising. This better be about me. You are aware of the ice giants, I hope. Brutish creatures that live in the frozen wastes beyond our northern borders. In a time before time, they ruled the north and kept people as slaves. The chiefs are willing to let bygones be bygones. They're forging an alliance with the giants to bring down your kingdom. Now, chiefs, if I pick this, I want you to know it's nothing personal. It's just you have, there is sort of precedence for lunacy. My intelligence suggests that the chiefs have offered up the kingdom as plunder for the giants when the times come. It's not often I say this, but the kingdom's strong economy is a problem. Even the ice giants can sense a lucrative opportunity. Can we take them in a fight? We haven't fought the giants in centuries. Only the chiefs know how, and they aren't likely to tell us. The two of them combined would be a formidable foe for even the most well-equipped army. Right. I'm not going to send a tribute to the ice giants, because I'm not pathetic. So I'm going to veto that. We're absolutely not sending a tribute to the ice giants. But I'll let the rest of you decide how we deal with this. We can build a great wall to delay the northerner scheme, or we can just trust that the warrior nuns will deal with it. Interesting. There's one vote left in. Oh no, there's more. That we've got a new. We have a new noble who I did not notice join. It says. Oh yeah, we've got 9 nobles. So someone didn't vote. That gives me the deciding vote, unless someone votes in 3, 2, 1. Right. Well, I'm going to vote to delay the scheme. I think we're not going to build. No, we're going to build a wall that will stop the ice giants. We are going to stop the ice giants. Don't worry, Failure 44. You'll get them next time. Failure 44, by the way, you are on the blue team. So you want to back them up. A wall? I don't think that's really necessary. No, it's necessary. Perhaps they're right, but at least it will take time for the giants to tear the wall down. Failure, you are on the Chiefs team. I'll let them explain that to you in the chat, because it's a lot of them, they're lifers, the Chiefs. They're very heavily invested in this. The work on so-called Morkar's wall begins right away. There's no time to waste. We're going to build a wall and the Chiefs will pay for it. The Chiefs' stat goal will not be evaluated until the end of next season. Right, about my heir. Do I have one yet? Your marriage to Seraphina is not what you'd hope. She seldom sleeps in your bed, and over breakfast you exchange only a few frosty words before she departs to the chapel. The last thing on your mind is procuring an heir, but the needs of the kingdom must prevail. Can I adopt one? The Queen Mother says royal wedding was great. I agree. I'm very happy, thank you. Got to keep up appearances. Your happiness isn't as important as fulfilling your duty. I'm just going to stop reading this. Sweet Mel 7, the East are planning to possess me with a demon. I absolutely shouldn't have married someone from the East. I'm glad you found a way to have both. You've done well so far, but there's still something missing, an heir. I need someone young whose loyalty is assured. A child of my own would do the trick, even if they're a bastard, or the youngest of your many cousins. Well, my wife doesn't seem to really want anything to do with me, so I think we're probably gonna... a young cousin? A young cousin would be good, I guess. Yeah, because I'm getting pretty cold signals from my wife there, so I think we've got to find an heir elsewhere. A bastard child would make things exciting, wouldn't it? Let's have one of them. The church won't be happy. Didn't ask, but they're keen to avoid a civil war as we are. They'll legitimize the bastard without much fuss. Okay, cool. Bastard heir incoming. You love to see it. Every king needs a bastard heir. Meanwhile, in the south, Grande Yucatan has invited their closest associates to their manor house for some wine and cheese and treason. The council demanded a shake-up, but the king resists all calls to replace his advisors. There's little we can do while the king holds out, but something tells me his position is not as strong as he thinks. The Grandee's aim is to lower authority to 4 or less, which they have failed to do. Meanwhile, in the east, a count rides to a remote, unremarkable spot of moorland. Soon another joins them. Unfortunately, my peasants are getting dreadfully devout. We're in no state to make a move against the king. It's far too dangerous. The High Inquisitor will pounce as soon as we do anything. The Count's aim is to lower their faith to 4 or less. Another L. The L's just keep coming in for my rivals. Right. Taxation. Let's look at your personal... Alright, listen. Dude 0234, your obscene wealth cannot be allowed to stand. I'm taxing the North. You are consorting with ice giants. You have more money than I do. That cannot be allowed. The North are getting taxed. Oh, wait. After a skirmish with ice giants, the chiefs lost 500 wealth. The other nobles gained 200 wealth. Is that a thing that's just going to happen regardless? I don't know what that means. Oh, it's because of a trade bonus, right? Yeah, I think it's only fair to tax the North. I taxed everyone last time. Yeah, pay up. Pay up. That's what I'm saying. Rich North is a poor kingdom, true. There's a lot going on in the south, and there's some silver in the east. Let's alternate. We'll start with a fateful tree. Gangrel, what's up? Your Highness, dreadful tidings from our grand new bazaar. What's happened to it? It's not the Grand Bazaar exactly. Oh, is it? That's a tall tree. It is indeed, Your Holiness, but that's part of the problem. Alas, all the visitors to our newly built Grand Bazaar are disturbing the soil, and the greater arrow tree is dying. What are we going to do about this tree that's dying? We could designate a tree a protected site. We could pay to build a stronger fence around the tree. Or we could just leave it alone. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to veto leaving it alone. We're either calling it a protected site or we're going to build a fence. Those are the options. Cast your votes. Oh, wow. A lot of support for the tree here. We're tree people. Big fans of when there's a tree. This is that I've never seen this happen, where the symbols get all small. That's the most unanimous vote we've yet seen. Oh, the East is absolutely a hive mind. The East gets things done. You can't argue with the East's consistency. Right, the authority challenge was a success. No one is allowed to go near the tree. It recovers its health. Problem solved. It becomes a symbol not only of the reign of Queen Alma the Wise, but of my wisdom. Everyone will look at that tree and go, the king protected that tree. The greatest king to ever live. Meanwhile, in the east, Count King Israel. Excellent news from the east, Your Highness. Prospectors have discovered deposits of silver on my land. Mining will begin. Wait. JC Santi, this isn't your land. I don't know what you're getting involved with here. Wait. JC Santi waves an ancient parchment. This silver belongs to me. The deposit is on our side of the border, and this scroll proves it. This could get nasty. The border between the east and the south has always been highly contested. Here's... Right. So, Zeke's saying it belongs to the East. I think this is one that you guys can sort of argue amongst yourselves on. I don't think this is really my business. I will let the people decide. This is up to you lot. You can cast your votes however you choose. An unsurprising vote from the East there. Oh, wow. I guess the demon plan. The South remembers. I don't know what the South remembers. The old borders, apparently. Oh. The North having a very interesting little last-minute vote there. Voting is closed. The South is entitled... Oh, wow. So the South gets it. Apologies to the East. Listen, don't hashtag not my king me. I didn't do anything. I let you vote for this. I didn't even express an opinion on this. This is a problem you need to sort out amongst yourselves. Very well, Your Highness. The East are getting a bit defiant. That's fair enough. They do keep losing votes. You do have my sympathy if you're in the East. First Mel's inheritance, now the silver. It's all adding up. There's a stinging problem in the South. I feel like we've not been to the North for a while. Oh, no. Are the bees in the South? The messenger you sent to look for the Count's bees has returned. We've discovered where they went. The bees have been seen in the South. Oh, God. Oh, God. JC Santi stabs in, his face swollen and covered with stings. Those damned Counts. I bet they sent those bees of theirs just to trouble us. I'm just going to play dumb. They've been attacking you? Yes, it's terrible. This guy's just won a silver deposit that's not even his. And he's complaining about getting some free bees. By the 9th, those bees must be destroyed. No one dares to go outside. Our markets are ruined. 7th, take us. These bees are our livelihood. If they're killed, you two need to stop getting into arguments. If they're killed, they'll bring bad luck to all of us. And then you should have taken better care of them, shouldn't you? Wow. Right. Here's what I'm just going to say. Regardless of what the, outcome is, let's not destroy the bees. Let's not destroy the bees. I'm going to say we should get the church involved to heal the peasants. Or actually, are we going to lure them back to the East? That would make farming go down. But I think the North are going to get their farming goal anyway, aren't they? So I think we should get the church to help. That's what I think. But it's up to you. It's up to you lot. Could this be a rare victory for the East? A rare... Yeah, it is. When was the last time the East won a vote? The bees are going back to the East where they came from. So, alright, the South are grumbling. Their farming's gone down. The farmers resort to huge protective suits and hats which hamper their work terribly. East Chads stay winning indeed. The East are loving it. Eastern folktales describe charms that can control bees. Hopefully they can find one. Alrighty, that's the end of the season. Let's see how we're getting on. Back in the North, Chief Dude is hosting yet another feast at their clan hall. Mead is being passed around in good measure and some chiefs are dancing on the tables. That can only mean two things, really good news or really bad news. Pass me the drink, you old lout. I'm drinking until my ancestors feel it. Were those ice giants I saw on the way through your lands? Have we really done it? Your eyes don't deceive you, pal. They'll be marching with us come the morrow. That's bad. The gods are good, but what happens after the ice giants march? Acts of my ancestors. I hadn't thought about that. Someone fetch me another drink, then assemble the other chiefs. Quickly, damn you. This is a win for the North. How should the chiefs... I think this is just... Only the chiefs can vote on this. This is up to you, chiefs. This is voting for your next goal. Chiefs need to vote on this ASAP. This is a decision for the chiefs alone. Only the chiefs can vote on this. March with the giants. Is that... Wow. Okay. All right. Understood. All right. The chiefs have become public enemy number 1. I have no interest in consorting with the chiefs. There won't be much left of the palace after this, but we'll build a new one, bigger and fancier with more bones. More bones. Ale sloshes all over the floor as Chief Dude teeters on the edges of a bench. Either way, we'll sort it out when we're done pillaging. For now, let's party. We do need to make sure the kingdom is sufficiently unstable, don't forget, or they'll unite and repel us, ice giants or no. For the final stage, the chiefs must lower stability to 2 or less. Not happening. At least one region has entered the final stage of their scheme. So if the chiefs lower the stability to 2, they win the game. There are some exceptions. If 2 or more regions pass the final scheme stage, the winner will be decided at random. If stability, authority, or treasury hit 0 and a final scheme stage passes at the same time, the scheme takes priority. If a rebellion ends with a rebellion win and a final scheme stage passes at the same time, the scheme takes priority. The monarch can only win in ambition events, which will appear after you've acquired an heir. When am I getting this heir? Right, we need a new law. We're not doing stop the count. I don't like the sound of that. If nobles vote for the monarch's choice, they get money. Or how nobles choose to vote is hidden from the monarch's view. That sounds fun. I think anonymous voting is how I want to go for this. I don't know, but surely I'll be able to see it in the chat is the thing. I guess I just won't look at the chat like this. I guess that's or I could just give people money. Nah, let's give people money. Oh, please choose a current law to replace. I'm going to get rid of oh, hang on. Call for unity. You lot wouldn't have done it anyway. We're scrapping it. Right. Where's my heir? A clairvoyant visit, Eastern ruins, or mining news. Let's start with the East. I don't know why we've not had an event in the North for ages. Your Highness, my researchers have uncovered something fascinating. We discovered the location of a bee charm. It should bring the bees back from the south. God above, get on with it then. We're cowering in our homes to hide from those horrid swarms. That's no way to live. We haven't found the charms yet, but it's said to be hidden in a ruined monastery. My soldiers are combing through it now. What monastery? I've never heard of. The monastery once belonged to the Order of the Conquering Blade. This man's going into the deep lore right now. The what? They're long dead, High Inquisitor. Your forebears made sure of that. Because they were demon worshippers, this ruin must be destroyed immediately. It's too dangerous to stand. But this is part of Eastern heritage. It's not our fault they had some dubious practices. Besides, we need this charm. I'm with King Israel 1104. Without the charm, we'll be terrorized by the bees forever. The council hall descends into argument as the 3 of them make their demands. You call a vote. Right. People who are not from the north, we cannot vote. And this is going to be an unpopular statement. We cannot vote for the bee charm. Because if we vote for the bee charm, stability goes down and the north are going to invade us with ice giants. So here's what I'm saying. Okay, here's what I'm saying. How about we all make a bunch of money? If you vote for this, you'll get the treasury will get money, you'll get money, and you'll get extra money for following my vote. Okay? I say we loot the whole temple and we just get some valuables. The bee charm, not interested. How about we just get loads of money? Everybody gets rich. Sounds good to me. No, this is... No, you guys. That's the... No. Enough of the bee charm. What more do I need to offer you? Oh, I don't... This is unbelievable. You don't need your bees. Terrible. Voting has closed. That was... I've never been so disappointed in you lot. The High Inquisitor sweeps out light-tipped and furious. Rumours start to spread that she's sent Inquisitors in disguise to the east to snoop around. And the east have successfully lowered their faith. Meanwhile, King Israel's vassals return from their expedition with the charm. To everyone's relief, the bees quickly return to the eastern hives. Gonna lose your kingdom over beans. Thanks for the bits, JC Santi. Much appreciated. I don't know if anyone's ever given me bits before. Or if they have, it's been a long time. I appreciate it. Right. The game has frozen. Oh no, the game hasn't frozen. I just got lost. Right. After the East have completely disappointed me. Let's go see what's going on in the South. Your Holiness, you may recall the silver deposits between the East and the South. Our miners followed a rich vein, and we broke into a series of small caverns lined with smooth silver. What's more, there are tunnels leading to the surface. The surface of the East, Your Highness. This is according to the so-called official documents provided by J.C. Santee. The mine is ours. Murmurs rise among the council. So we could let the counts also mine from the deposit, which would improve people's trade, or we could investigate these official documents, or the decision has already been made, leave this alone. I am vetoing this decision. It's not an option. We will not lower stability. You can do what you want, as long as you don't lower stability. Oh, wow. Love it. A hugely unanimous vote. Yucatom, the only one voting to investigate the documents. A united North and East is a united kingdom. Hard disagree. Hard disagree there to that sentiment. That is absolutely not the case. As two groups converge on the border claim, Eastern and Southern miners squabble like rowdy school children. The East is richer, the South is grumbling. What else is new? Right, a clairvoyant. This is what we've all been waiting for. Your Greatness, Your Majesty, Chief Detective Dumb has been having prophetic dreams. It is true, I can part the veil betwixt now and some ways off. This is ridiculous. I look to the future, but it speaks through me, no more, no less. For instance, Count King Israel 1104 should beware of birds for the next season. Alright, mark that, Count Israel. Beware of birds. As I saw a vision of Sweet Mel's body floating away on dark water. Sweet Mel's not had a good time. Kidnapped, had their inheritance stolen, and now apparently about to die. What blood and stars! Please, Your Majesty, have them foretell the future for the council. We could gain insight into great mysteries. This is witchcraft. Is what I have to say. We could make Chief Detective Dumb an official council advisor, which would lower stability. So, let me just say, why don't we just have some visions? Why don't we just have some visions? You know, what's wrong with having some visions? That would be fun. Let's just predict the future. Do not vote. Listen, no, stop. You can't. You have to. You should vote for. No, listen. We should have visions. Don't make Detective Dumb. Don't make one of these northern lunatics a council advisor. This is unbelievable. Thank you, Gangrel. I'm glad there's some loyalty. Some loyalty left in the kingdom. Disgusting behaviour. This is absolutely disgraceful. Right. Detective Dumb, congratulations on becoming the official council advisor. No, apparently I can't stop the North's master plan visions. Wonderful news, Your Highness. I'm certain they will not disappoint. Sweet enough, Chief Detective Dumb has a canny sense of what's best for the North. Ugh. But other nobles start to mutter, seeing the unseen is no more than a disguise for giving out special treatment. Well, you lot voted for it, so how about shut up? Can the king really be trusted with this charlatan constantly whispering in his ear? I'm just getting the feeling that you guys don't want me to succeed. Meanwhile, in the south, the ninth god has finally answered our prayers, my friend. The council demands that the king's advisors resign, and the king is too weak to resist. Our replacements are waiting in the wings. Once the advisors surround the king, we'll have complete control of what he hears. We will shape his reality. We'll treat the king like a mushroom, keep him in the dark and feed him. Now, let's not be vulgar. The question is, what do we do with this control? This is a vote only for the people of the south. Only the people of the south can vote on this. You can vote to raise stability, or you can raise other people's defiance. What will Ryan Northern Lion Laterno vote for? People of the South, you only have 10 seconds left to vote on this. Okay, that settles it then. You're going to make other people unhappy. Rude. Voting has closed. Okay, force the king to abdicate. So you're trying to force me to abdicate. That's your plan. Not going to happen. Once we've taken over the king's inner circle, we'll convince him to abdicate for the good of the kingdom. Of course, and appoint me in his place, I assume. You're gonna have someone called Nadia be the monarch, are you? Nadia? Indeed. Won't the other regions be furious? Not if they despise the current king. They'll welcome a new monarch with open arms, even if it's a southerner. For the final stage of their scheme, the grandees must raise other regions' defiance to a combined total of at least 10, or ensure another region begins a rebellion. Right, that's looking pretty difficult. That's looking pretty difficult. I think we should all be allied against the north. Meanwhile, a count rides to a remote, unremarkable spot of moorland. Soon another joins them. The church is scrambling for power. The High Inquisitor is losing her grip on the populace. How delightful. Then we can make our move unseen. We must invite a demon to possess the king. The ancient books describe 2 demons, each attracted to different aspects of a human mind. Counts, what kind of demon are you going for? Are you going for the Cockroach Queen, the Mad Tyrant, where your goal will be to raise authority? Or would it be the Duke of Greed, which would be to raise the treasury? Counts, you need to vote on this. This is your endgame goal. You're not going to go for raise authority? I think that would be a good one. You're not interested in doing that? So you're trying to summon Murmuriac, the Duke of Greed, the face of all coins. According to the grimoires I've read, the Duke of Greed is attracted to individuals who hoard wealth. We must ensure the king is filthy rich. For the final stage of their scheme, the counts must raise the treasury to at least 4,332. Yeah, all factions have entered the endgame, it's true. And I don't have an heir, which I thought I was working on pretty quickly, but apparently that's sort of dropped off. So if the Chiefs lower stability by 1 more, and it's like that at the end of the season, the Chiefs will win. If the treasury gets too big, the counts will win. And this seems difficult. If the South can get defiance of the other 2 up to 10, they will win. You all should be interested in going against each other. No silver. Count King Israel and Jay Santi arrive in the council chamber side by side. This is the 3rd week in a row with no silver. Why are the miners spending all their time playing this rockball sport anyway? Blood and stars, it was your miners who invented rockball. I can't help that Eastern workers are competitive. It's a disaster. Even the miners who haven't broken their arms aren't getting any mining done. No money to the crown. Which one's to the treasury? That one. Oh, we should build a fence. Guys, I think it's very important. Right. So, hear me out. Hear me out. Here's why you should all vote A, okay? Here's why you should vote for A, right? If you vote for A, you are making sure that the Chiefs are further from their goal. You're making sure that the counts are further from their goal. Everybody loses. So I think, in fact, how about a little financial incentive? Everybody who votes to build a fence gets a little bit of money. You get 600 in your personal bank account plus another 500. Think about all the money you could make. You could make a lot of money. A lot of money from this. There's a lot of money up for grabs. You love to see it. You love to see it. Wise decision from the South there. The South looking very credible today. Outstanding choice. Excellent play by the South. This will be an incredibly expensive fence, I promise you that. Building the fence is an arduous undertaking for all involved, but at least you're not the one hauling planks. Once it's done, the miners can no longer play whatever rockball is. At first, tensions threaten to rise, but some enterprising soul starts a new sport, wall rockball, using the fence to divide the playing field. Soon, morale is higher than ever, and wall rockball proves less dangerous than its predecessor. Peace finally settles over the border as the miners throw themselves into healthy competition. Profits boom, though you couldn't have foreseen the turn of events. Some name you Morcar the Shrewd, claiming you knew it would happen all along. True. Some people have made quite a bit of money from that, I imagine. Yeah, there's some wealthy people around. A wise choice. A wise decision by the people who voted for that. There's buzzing in the walls. More bees. I must speak with you urgently. Remember how Count King Israel went poking around the heretical monastery of the Conquering Blade? I know it's something to do with bees. The bee charm they found did bring back the bees, but at what cost? It began with buzzing in King Israel's castle walls. At first it was only at night, but then it grew so loud the servants couldn't hear themselves think. Then honey began dripping from the stone walls. Villagers started disappearing. Horrible things are afoot. King Israel strides into the council hall, wild-eyed. There is a strong smell of honey around him. I assure you I am perfectly fine. This man is clearly touched by unholy forces. Chaos breaks out. In a moment of quiet, you call a vote. This is definitely not blown out of proportion, right? This is serious. But I'll let the people decide. We can either search King Israel's estate, or we can test King Israel's faith. I'll leave it up to you what we do there. I will leave it up to the people. The South are definitely going to vote B, because they love a bit of defiance. So you might want to vote against the South. All right, nope, never mind. Wow. Okay, fair enough. King Israel, your estate seems to certainly be something we're going to be searching. Is that everyone? Unanimous vote to search. Even King Israel agrees. I forgot that you guys will always... For one, that was option B, which, you know, is the correct thing to vote for whenever Bs are involved. And also, I forgot that you guys will just always vote for whatever involves Bs. How dare you? This is an utter outrage, says the person who voted for this. After the search is concluded, the High Inquisitor returns. The investigators discovered the source of the demonic energy, that charm from the heretical monastery. Once it was destroyed, its influence was lifted from King Israel. But they discovered the missing villagers in the cellar. Excuse me? They discovered the missing villagers in the cellar, suspended in pods filled with honey. When they cracked the pods open, they were nearly dead. It was a... King Israel, this is messed up. It was a mercy to put them down. Personally, I would suggest executing King Israel just to be sure. That's its own kind of justice. Well. Well, well, well. Well, well, well. Well, well, well. I don't think I'm going to execute anyone. I'm not going to let him go, though. Here's what we're going to do. Here's the... I don't want Defiance to get too high. I think... I'm not going to execute anyone. But I'm also not going to let him go. I think the dungeons are the right call. This Defiance is getting worryingly high. King Israel's been confined a little longer and then a little longer as a precautionary measure. Though he rails against this injustice, the priests agree that it's the sensible course of action. Okay, King Israel's been imprisoned and he's joined the council. Great news. You can have it all. Right. Let's speak of this. Less speak of bees, more speak of my heir. Your quest for an heir is finally complete. You stand before the council holding a small child in your arms. Should I die, I ask the crown be passed down to... Ooh. Oh, I have a natural born child. That's huge news. I thought I was going to... legitimized because they're a bastard. Right. For the sake of variety... have a daughter. The assumed nobles break out into polite applause. By designating an heir, you've cemented the stability of the kingdom. Though the common folk may lose some faith in the church, seeing the king's extramarital adventures being forgiven so easily. Oh well. Your Highness, may I be the first to congratulate you on legitimizing your daughter. What is her name? It's obviously Morcar II. Thank you, King Israel, for the congrats. I can hear the applause coming from the dungeons. The gods are good, Your Highness. I'm sure little Morcar II will grow up to be a chip off the old block. Absolutely. Long live Morcar II. Okay, there's an auction. Build what you want to build. I would recommend that you... I don't actually know what I recommend here. I'll leave it up to you. This is down to you. I'm not going to give this any more thought. Looks like the North are all voting to build a prison. Classic. I should have taxed the north more. Next chance I get. Actually, the south have quite a lot of money at the moment. I don't know if that can be allowed. The south are looking to increase their military. I think that's probably smart. I can respect that. That makes sense to me. The question is whether anyone from the counts wants to steal the prison at the last second and make their theatre happen. Oh, they have as well. Sneaky. No prison. A theatre which is lowering my authority, which is annoying. And a fortress which is increasing the military of the south. Scheming. This game's great. I'll definitely play this again, I think. Right. Right, we haven't had something in the north for ages. Let's go have a look. Chief failure. Your Majesty, I'm stunned, outraged and incensed. I've been summoned to trial by the Inquisition on some nonsense fabricated charge. They're saying a group of church missionaries went missing near my land. The weather's cold around there. Anything could have happened to them. No one dares defend me on their own. They're too scared of the High Inquisitor. The trial is set, but the Council must intervene, Your Highness. Though she remains silent, the Council is keenly aware of the High Inquisitor's steely gaze from across the chamber. We could send a witness to defend Chief Failure. We could help the Inquisition gather evidence against Failure. Or we could suggest that he prays for a good outcome. I'm going to leave this one to you lot. I have no preference here. Chief Failure's life is in your hands. Do what you will. The Counts are rushing to Chief Failure's defence. A strong Northern alliance there. They're looking for a witness to defend the chief. You distribute a proclamation among the chiefs asking for witnesses of his innocence. But from fear of church reprisal or distrust of the crown, nobody comes forward and stability has fallen by 2. This is a huge win for the chiefs. That's horrendous. During the trial, Failure 44 crumbles and can barely argue for his own innocence. Unsmiling, the High Inquisitor orders him to be... Alright, fair enough. You get a win, you get a loss. The High Inquisitor orders for him to be taken away and thrown in the Inquisition's special dungeons. Chief Failure 44 has been imprisoned and has joined the council. Right. Bankruptcy looms. Great. The treasury is almost empty, Your Highness. Where the hell did it all go? I know exactly where it went. It went on that fence. I couldn't possibly say, Your Majesty. Perhaps you've been spending a little too freely. Apart from raising taxes, we have precious few options. You could get a bank loan, or sell off the crown jewels, or perhaps crack open some of your predecessors' tombs. Most were buried with piles of gold, or so I've heard. I could get a bit more money. I could lose some authority, which I definitely don't want to do. I could crack open some tombs, which would be a terrible idea. I could sell some stuff off, which would lower my authority, which I don't want to do. I'll tell you what. Why don't we just print more money? Oh, wait, no, that's too much money. No, that number's much bigger than I thought it was. Oh, no. I didn't realise it would make that much money. I thought it was 1,000. I need to find a way to spend all this money immediately. Oh, God. That's way too much. Oh, I need to learn to read. At the start of your reign, you said you wanted to be the greatest king who ever lived. What a pun. But so far you've done a dismal job of it. You have no authority, Your Majesty. Oh, but also, this has happened. The current ambition isn't working out for you. If you want to stop the nobles from overthrowing you, you need to pivot and change your image. My advice would be to infiltrate each region with loyal spies, defeat their schemes with schemes of your own, but your other advisors have other ideas. The common folk are a sleeping giant that even the nobles are afraid to wake. If you become beloved by the peasants, the nobles won't dare overthrow you. Here's another idea. Hiya. I haven't seen them since like 10 minutes in. Declare war on the Ashmodean Empire. The nobles will forget their schemes, if you win. Don't listen to the rest of these fools. Have you heard of the Scepter of Sages? It's a lost artifact forged by Queen Alma the Wise. There's a legend that any king who recovers it will rule over a golden age. Well, I've got loads of money, so what's the best bet? Our farming's pretty good. Farming and military's actually looking pretty good. Stability and trade's not happening. Faith and trade looks pretty good. Will be beloved by the common folk. Right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go for farming and military. I'm going to declare war if in doubt. A wise decision, Your Majesty. We're going to war. But of course, it won't be easy. Your priority is to raise the kingdom's overall farming and military as much as you can. And of course, there can't be open rebellion among the nobles. Right, I think I just lose now, right? Because of that absolute punt with the East. I don't want to tax anyone. I don't want to tax anyone. How do I want to give people back the money. I want to distribute my wealth. I guess I'm not I mean, just a common tax. I think I've just lost, right? One or more regions are able to rebel as their defiant stat is higher than both authority and stability. If rebels get more victory points than the loyalists, they'll win the game. If the loyalists get more victory points than the rebels, they'll put down the rebellion and continue the game. If multiple regions rebel and win, a vote between the two rebelling regions with the highest stats will determine the successor. Important, rebelling regions have their schemes paused. Regions with a high military stat are more likely to overthrow the monarch with a rebellion. If stability, authority, or treasury hit 0, the rebels will win the civil war. Okay. Defiance is too high. People are considering rebellion. I think I just lose though, right? Oh, no. Okay. Right. You can vote to rebel if you would like to. Okay. I've been given end of an era here. Okay, it looks like everyone's rebelling except the South. Very nice. Signor Sacapuntus, welcome to the game. How dare you rebel? Signor Sacapuntus, you'll need to join the game if you want to do that. Right, end of an era. Pretty sure I've lost. Your Majesty, I'm here to tender my resignation. But why? The Chancellor is the last of your old inner circle. It all happened so quickly. The Treasurer's resignation was last week. The Spymaster vanished without a trace. The Marshal has come down with a mysterious illness, and your physician thinks she'll be dead within a week. I am sorry, Your Majesty, but the Council has left me no choice. I am assured that my replacement will be most satisfactory. Goodbye, Your Majesty, and good luck. Don't I get to choose who replaces you? Perhaps if you had more authority, Your Majesty. Ouch, but the Council has overridden you on this one. Thanks for nothing. You are left alone upon your throne. You wonder where your wife is, probably off praying somewhere. It's not like the two of you spend much time together these days. After a moment of bitter contemplation, the doors to the throne room swing open. Salutations, Your Majesty. I shall be serving as your new spymaster, says the South. And I am honoured to be taking my place as your humble marshal. Should we get right to it? First order of business, we think the best thing to do right now, for the good of both the kingdom and your health, is to abdicate. It's for the best. I would make a much better monarch, don't you think? No, absolutely not. Behead this nincompoop. Your officers conspicuously fail to behead the nincompoop. Instead, they look at Grande Yugatom as though awaiting their orders. It's your best... The South have played me. It's your best option, Your Highness. You've mismanaged the kingdom. Your authority is waning by the day. The nobles of the council are against you. Speaking as your spymaster, you'll be dead soon. Unless you gracefully give up the crown and go live on a farm somewhere, tending cabbages, shepherding your flock, etc. Sounds idyllic, right? We'll even give you an annual stipend to live off of at the taxpayer's expense. You'll never worry for money again. No catch. I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing right now. I will never give up my crown. For the briefest of moments, the two grandees of the South glance at each other. A wry smile flashes between them. Of course, Your Majesty, whatever you say. But from that moment on, your advisors are against you, your spymaster plots to have you killed, your treasurer drains the treasury, your marshal convinces the troops that you're a tyrant, and within a matter of months you're dead. Someone injected poison into your breakfast boiled egg. Nasty way to go, they say. The convulsions lasted long after you expired. So, in my fervour of trying to stop the North, I didn't notice the South creeping up on me. Should have gone to the farm, Your Majesty. Should have gone to the farm. Still, could be worse. At least you died a king. Well, well, well. Congratulations to the grandees of the South. Here's my little Epilogue. Rumour spread among the peasants that King Morcar died from eating so many eggs his stomach exploded. That's not the... In reality, it was just the one egg, and the poison was most likely to blame. The chief's agreement with the ice giants fell apart, and the giants ended up attacking the north instead. Deserved. The subsequent war kept the chiefs too busy to worry about matters of the throne, and shortly after King Morcar's reign ended, the Inquisitors raided Sweetmel's castle and placed them under arrest for evil magic. As they burned, they screamed the secret name of the seventh god. The Grandees eagerly occupied the power vacuum that Morcar left behind. With the coronation of Queen Nadia, they hoped to have an iron grip on the kingdom that wouldn't loosen for generations. Of course, as history shows time and again, such ambitions seldom go according to plan. I could do one more round. If people are interested in one more round, I could definitely do another one. That was fun. All right. One more round. One more round. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We could definitely do another. The game appears to have frozen. Yeah, well done, Yugatom. Congrats for the win. Right, the game has frozen, so give it a moment. Has the stream frozen? No. I'll give it a minute. I've pressed continue and nothing happened. We did so well that we broke the game. Right, here's what I'll do. I'm going to restart the game. And hopefully it'll let us continue on this one, but we'll find out. So bear with me one moment. Bear with me a moment. I'll be with you shortly. Just restarting the game. Hopefully it will have saved that and we can continue that same dynasty. We'll find out. We can have new... JC Santi, thank you for the follow. Very kind. Oh yeah, we can continue the dynasty. Fantastic. Completed games will create new saves where you can continue the story of your dynasty. A second game will include dynasty events, which include the story of previous events. Oh, sick, yeah. Your nobles will return to their previous regions and keep their wealth. Huge. Yeah, okay, nice. Continue. Right, Queen Nadia is the new queen because of... Oh, and it's the same territories, so you can keep the territories. Yeah, I assume we're all happy with this. Let's see how Queen Nadia's life goes. So if you want to join now, exclamation mark join. Exclamation mark join to join the game. So if you were in the last game, you should keep your wealth. If you have a preference for your pronouns in the game, I think if you go exclamation mark join and then write he or she or they, I think that will alter your pronouns in the game if that is something that you are concerned about. Though that doesn't seem to be working for people who are already in. I'll tell you what, I'll go back and I'll relaunch this just to see if that works. It might be that if your character already existed from last time, you might not be able to change it. But, sorry, let's just do that again and see if it works. So, pop your pronoun after there if you want to be known as he or she instead of they. Yeah, there we go. That seems to be working. And is that putting people in the same places as before? I think it might not be. But, I mean, that's fun. It's fun if people... Oh, no, the north is still the same, definitely. Senor Sacapuntas has joined the Counts of the East. Right, I'll give people... Oh my god, Counts of the East. I think because people were there last time. That's fine. If anyone joins, they'll end up in the Grandees of the South, I think. I'll give you one more minute if anyone wants to join. And then we'll kick this off. What a great game. I love this. It's like, I don't know if it'll, you know... I don't know if it'll hold my attention forever and ever, but it's a very fun little one-off, isn't it? It's interesting that they've split things up this way, but I guess if anyone comes by and joins, the South will get them, so that should be okay. I mean, I could look at the VOD, couldn't I? Yeah, I could probably do a short. Maybe not a full video. Right. Yeah, the East is looking unbalanced, but I guess the other two factions can bear that in mind, right? Because the North and the South do outnumber the East. Let's kick things off. This is the South's Queen that they decided to bring in. So, right, first of all, path to victory. Your Majesty, the history books do not look kindly upon usurpers, unless, of course, they prove themselves worthy of the throne they've stolen. When you die, how do you hope the kingdom will remember you? Right, here's what I'm saying. I'm Queen Nadia. I am a usurper queen. I went for authority last time and it didn't work. So, I think this will be... I will be a keeper of the peace. Yeah, I'll be keeper of the peace. We're going to be stable. I suggest over the next few years you focus on improving the kingdom's stability as much as possible. Got it. Once you have an heir, I will return to discuss how your ambition is progressing. Good luck, Your Majesty. Right, stable. We are a strong and stable kingdom. Let's get crowned. Your Majesty, you may have won the throne from King Morcar, but you must still answer to the council. As is tradition, you will decide they will decide what happens at your coronation. But it's my coronation. This isn't an absolute monarchy, Your Majesty. Everything has to be run past a council vote, even this. Alright, council, this one's up to you. So our options are hold a lavish ceremony in the south. Oh, the treasury's still massive, like from last time. We've inherited a fat stack of cash from Morcar, the king who thought he was adding 1,000 but was actually adding 10 grand. I will leave this up to you lot, I think, except I will veto... Do any of these decrease stability? No. I'll leave this up to the people. For those who haven't done this before, exclamation vote and then your answer. Wait, hold on. Hang on, wait a minute. Wait, no, stop. I didn't see that one. Hang on a minute. What? Listen, this will increase my stability, so you know what? You know what? You've played yourself. You've played yourself. You've all played yourself. The Queen... It is decided. The Queen will be thrown in the river. And so it begins. The nobles pick you up and carry you out to the Treadwater River, hurling you into the shallow water with a cheer. When you climb back up to the bank soaking wet, the Chancellor steps forward and places a crown upon your head. Is it imagination or are some nobles stifling giggles? You guys have actually helped me out there. I'll take it. Let's meet the council. Grandee Gangrel, the ninth has smiled upon us and our plans have come to fruition. Verily, there is much to celebrate. I don't think Gangrel looked like this last time, but I accept. Now remember your duty. You must ensure that the Grandee's interests are enforced throughout the kingdom. I mean, the South did win. So I kind of feel like 9 bless the South, right? And the South are also outnumbered. So I feel like the 9th, they need all the blessing they can get. Indeed, 9th bless us all. Now introduce yourself to the rest of the council, but don't forget what I've told you today. Right, Council of the East, let's have a word. Signor Sacapuntus is the new leader of the Council of the East. The mod himself. An honour to finally make your acquaintance, Your Highness. May you escape the doom that befell your predecessor. And then we have Detective Dumb, who's had a bit of a look change as well. Good luck in the days ahead, Your Highness. You'll need it dealing with us lot. Introductions are done. The council hall immediately fills with raised voices. Meanwhile, JC Santi, what do you think? Will she be a good little queen and do as she's told? Too early to tell. We should have a backup plan just in case. The South asked for this. This was your doing. The treasury's stacked, though, so we've got that going for us. We may have thought that Nadia was the rightful queen, but we were wrong. The 9th god has shown me in a dream. I am destined to wear the crown. Alright, Grandees of the South, this is your vote. For your first scheme, what would you like to go for? Would you like to lower stability? Would you like to lower... to have the lowest defiance, or would you like to lower stability in a different way? This is only open to the South. Only the South can vote on this. Only JC Santi and Gangrel can vote on this. And this is your first scheme. Doppelganger. So your scheme to overthrow the queen involves a doppelganger. The grandees plan to swap the real queen for a perfect doppelganger. First, they must gain the trust of the spy master. To advance their scheme, the grandees must be the region with the lowest defiance in 2 seasons. Okay, currently winning on that. Meanwhile, the chiefs. Chiefs of the North. We all know I should be on the throne, not this imposter Queen Nadia. How do we make that happen? Chiefs of the North, you can vote on this. Are you going for prophecy, Ragnarok, or a hornblower? This is only available to the Chiefs of the North. Cast your votes. Chiefs of the North. Got to get your votes in. Are you retrying Ragnarok? Ragnarok round 2. Alright, Ragnarok round 2. It didn't work last time, but maybe it'll work this time. The Chiefs plan to make an alliance with the Ice Giants again. Didn't the Ice Giants mess you guys up? They betrayed you last time. First, they must not be weak or the Giants won't take their proposal seriously. To advance their scheme, the Chiefs need to raise their military to 5 or more. They're currently doing fine on that. Meanwhile, the Counts, my fellow Counts, in ancient times the East was its own proud kingdom. We can bring back those days of glory, but not while the false Queen Nadia wears the crown. Counts, what's your new plan? You tried to possess the king last time, and that didn't work. What is your goal? Counts, make your voices known. Make your voices heard. A blood ritual, very nice. Oh yeah, the Counts are totally vampires, Sakapuntas. They're mystical, they're schemers, they're magical. They also own the bees. Yeah, failure 44, you are indeed going for the Ice Giants again. It is what it is. The Counts plan to summon an ancient famine demon that will devastate all other regions, providing a clear path to the throne. First, they must ensure the East can withstand a famine. To advance the scheme, the Counts must be the region with the highest farming in 4 seasons. Alright, so currently you're all going to pass your goals. Right. A dynasty event. Let's do that last. Let's have an invitation from the north first. Chief Dude, Your Majesty, this year we will be holding the Winter Feast in my clan hall. It would be an honour if you could attend. What is that? 10 days of drinking, eating, fighting, competing, drinking, singing, stamping, drinking and drinking, Your Majesty. Love it. All will take place at the coldest time of year. Oh, absolutely. I'm going to spend some of this money. I'm going to put so much money into Winter Feast, you have no idea. I am going to bankrupt this kingdom. The Honor Guard. As is tradition, each region offers a selection of elite guards. Right. We'll skip this preamble and let's have a look. So, just as a reminder, we've got the Northern Warriors. They'll get drunk and cause trouble in the palace. No discipline at all. Love it. We've got the Southern Battle Nuns, who we went with last time. And we have the Eastern Knights. So, I want to raise the defiance of the South. So, here's what I'm saying. But I don't want to raise everyone's defiance. So, I would like to appease the North, I think. Yeah, we're going with the Northern Warriors. Deal with it. Everybody else can deal with it. I don't care what you think. We're going with the North. The warrior heroes arrive a few weeks later. They swagger in with big grins and bigger axes, belching and singing and roaring out unsavory jokes. Amazing. Hello, my boy Greg. Welcome to the stream. I see it's your first time here. Welcome aboard. You have joined the South, who are the current... They won the last round. They are the ruling champions, the South. Right, we've got some hyperinflation. As your predecessor ordered, Your Majesty, the Royal Mint has churned out thousands of new coins using cheap gold-like metals. The treasury is technically replenished. It was a very good idea by me to print all that money. Right. He was a great guy, let the good times roll. But it's also devaluing the currency across the kingdom. A loaf of bread now costs 100 times what it used to. I mean, it was quite a short-sighted move, but I stand by it. Something must be done. If this gets worse, our currency will be worthless. Now, here's the worrying thing. None of these seem to be very good for me. None of these seem to be very good for me at all. We could adopt... So if I adopt a new currency, you'll all lose all of your money. If we adopt a foreign currency, you'll all lose all of your money. If we adopt an entirely new currency, you'll all lose all of your money. Oh no, that's the treasury. So if we adopt a foreign currency, the treasury goes down. That one's just bad for me. We're vetoing the one that's just bad for me. No matter what you pick... No, in fact, I'll leave it up to you. In fact, you know what? Let the people speak. You could decide this one. This looks very complicated. There's a lot going on here. There's lots of factors at play here. I'll let the people decide. Cutting into the treasury, are we? Cutting into your own personal wealth as well if you go for this one. You will be bankrupting yourselves. Love it. Right, so we're adopting an entirely new currency. The old currency isn't real. Cool. Predictably enough, absolutely everyone from the lowest peasant to the highest noble is outraged to find their money is suddenly worthless. Okay, the resulting chaos... Oh my god, my stability's gone down by 3. Makes buybacks difficult and the fraud is rampant. Riots consume every major city. This is going a lot worse than last time, in my opinion. This is going terribly. Alright, so for those who weren't here last time, when we do an auction, you can bid for one of these options. It's not started yet, so hold your votes. You go !fund and then a cost. Oh, wait, where X is the character code and Y is the amount you're pledging? I don't know. Oh, right. Yeah, fund something and then an amount. So you might go !fund A 100 or something like that. And the 2 buildings that get the most funding will be built. Looks like an aqueduct is currently winning. Apparently people want to up their farming. Oh yeah, that was the whole thing with the counts, wasn't it? They love it. I mean, you've all kind of... You don't have a lot of money to play with here. Dude could sweep in and shift this whole thing whichever way they want to. 28 seconds remain. The 2 most funded buildings will be constructed. The 2 top funded will win. I can't believe my stability's gone from 6 to 3. From 6 to 3. Just like that. I let you guys throw me in a river. It was a whole thing. Absolutely disgraceful. This game is rigged. Time's up. There'll be an aqueduct for the counts. Ziga, you're the biggest contributor there. And Failure 44 is the biggest contributor to the fortress. Well, now we need to continue to the rebellion report already. Defiance is too high, and one or more regions is considering a rebellion. Rebelling will stop the region from advancing their scheme, so they can't be taxed or take part in normal votes. So the counts can vote to start a rebellion if they would like to. That is an option that is available to the counts, okay? You don't have to do it, and I would encourage you not to, okay? That's all I'm saying. Right. Something the scraps, finding a spouse, sigils and stone. I'll tell you what, East. Let's go and have a look at what you're doing. Countess Sweetmel, Your Grace, lamentably there have been some strange things happening at the newly built aqueduct. But I'd rather keep it quiet for now. The other nobles can be so judgmental. I don't want people to think I don't have a grip on my aqueduct. Who is it that I want to be defiant? I want the South to be defiant. So I want to lower the Count's defiance. So I'll keep it quiet for now. Don't worry about it. No problem at all. No problem at all. Odd symbols are being painted on the bricks of the aqueduct. No one knows where they're coming from, but those who stare at them grow restless and flee. That sounds fine. What should we do, Your Majesty? It's horrible for visitors. I think... Here's what I think. I think the counts should paint over them. That's my personal opinion. Just paint over them. Countess Sweetmel, I'm afraid your personal wealth has gone down because you had to pay for the paint to paint the new aqueduct. As soon as the new symbols appear the next dawn, they are painted over before midday. That went smoother than I expected. Hopefully this is the last we'll hear of it. I don't want to hear any more complaints in the chat about people not having any wealth. You all voted to get rid of the currency and get a new one. This is on you. Right, anyway. What's going on in the south? When Grandi Gangrel enters the council chambers, his clothes are stained and rumpled and his face is haggard. My servants have finally left, Your Highness. It's a disaster. This must be dire. I stand in shame, barely able to even sharpen my daggers. I am utterly penniless. I pay for whatever spare coin the council can give. Oh, I beg for whatever spare coin. So I could get Dude to give some money to the south, which would be rolling some trade, which might go... Looks like it'll go pretty badly. You must deal with it yourself, is using faith. Or I could fund it from the treasury, which would make defiance go down, which is what the south wants. My choice here is I say we let them deal with it themselves. That's my opinion. I think we let the south... I think Grandi Gangrel's financial problems are not my problems. The Count's voting for Chief Dude to help out. Why do I need to provide funds? Why are you voting for me to help out the South? This is not the Crown's problem. What are you talking about? Unbelievable. The Crown should provide funds from the Treasury. Alright, fine. You know how hard I worked to get all those funds up during the last reign? Grandi Gangrel's wealth has gone from 0 to 300. Huge news. The South's defiance has gone down and the Treasury is lower. You arrange for the Treasurer to send coin to his lands. Word of your generosity spreads throughout the South. I guess this Queen is from the South. Who voted to rebel? That's disgraceful, Counts of the East. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Finding a spouse. Your Majesty, it's important you find a spouse sooner rather than later. I'll take the liberty of finding eligible candidates. What is your preference? Men, women, or do you not mind? Let's go for... chat, any preference? Do we have a preference here? There's part of me that's just tempted to go any and just roll those dice. Any? Any was the first message. Any it is. Whoever. We'll marry whoever. Doesn't matter. It's an easy enough decision. You'll marry into the grandees as we agreed before you took the throne, right? Right? We'll find out. Here's a question. Counts of the East. Just spitballing here. If I were to, for example, marry into the Counts of the East, would you maybe lay off the whole, defiance? Just spitballing. Any as long as they're from the East. In the South, beneath the scorching sun, Grandi Gangrel is strolling through his vineyard in the company of a few close friends. You said you had a surprise for me? Indeed, and here it is. Behold. Your Majesty, what are you doing here at such an hour? I'm sorry. I hope you didn't overhear any... Quit babbling, you blowhard. This isn't the Queen. It's a peasant who's the Queen's spitting image. God above, and just in time. The Spymaster trusts us so much that she's not noticed we're fortifying the border. The South's military is now powerful. That means we can move to the next phase, kidnapping the Queen and putting this fool in her place. How do we manage that? We need the kingdom in utter chaos, bad enough that the Queen's abduction could slip past unnoticed. I don't like where this is going. For the next stage of their scheme, the Grandees must lower stability to 4 or less. It's currently below that. Okay. Right, who are we taxing? I'm looking around and I'm seeing... I could tax everyone. Also, there's been a bit of extra money going around, thanks to the chiefs, just for the record. Who's getting taxed here? Hashtag tax the North. I mean, I don't want to tax the whole North. I just want to tax dude, really. I think it's only fair that because there's more of them, that maybe I tax the East. I think that's the way, which would make them more defiant. Do I mind about that? Oh, actually, no, I want the South to be oh, no, they've already done their thing. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I feel like everyone's gunning for me. Behead the king. First of all, there isn't a king right now. Second. I hate this. I'm going to do common tax. I'm too scared. I'm too scared of the repercussions if I dare to pick on anyone. Right. The East are still on the verge of a rebellion if they would like to. I want it, you know, I considered taxing them and didn't, for the record, so let's remember that. Right. Let's shore up our situation with the East. I have found 3 potential matches for you. 1 eligible young candidate from each of the kingdom's 3 regions. Choose wisely. Yes, yes, I know. Chancellor leads you to the Great Hall, where they've arranged 3 portraits on easels. Dude is an aristocrat and taxes the common man. True. For now, each is covered by a cloth. Alright then, let's meet. So, first one. Kestrid, firstborn daughter of the North. Oh, Detective Dumb, this is your firstborn daughter. She's exceptionally well-mannered and agreeable for a northerner. She keeps the company of witch women and god speakers who have taught her mysterious secrets. She was already engaged once, but it didn't last. No one's sure why. I can see the appeal, I suppose. This is Grimwald, the eldest heir of the Eastern King Israel dynasty. Apparently they had a hell of a time getting them to smile for this portrait. A pious individual. They did have to suppress a peasant revolt on their land recently. I wonder why. Intriguing. And finally, from the south, Fabian, the eldest son of my boy Greg lineage. He's reputed to have an ego the size of the sun, but there's nothing wrong with confidence, right? Like many in the south, he claims to put his faith in the 9th god above all worldly concerns. Actually, he's a little intense. He calls himself an avatar of the 9th justice. Okay. So, I have made my decision, and here's what I'm saying. People of the East, listen, hear me. Oh, actually, no, but I don't want to get the North annoyed. You know what? You know what? Let it be known, okay? Listen very carefully right now. I want everyone to listen to what I'm about to say here. Fuck the East. I'm marrying from the North. I will not listen to threats, and the North will protect me. The North will protect me from the East's petty little threats. It is what it is. I'm marrying into the North. The North are strong. The North are my guardians. I am putting all my faith into the North. I'm seeing votes to rebel. Let's get an update on these carved symbols. Your Grace, you recall the symbols that kept showing up on our aqueduct that were causing people to run away? What symbols? What are you talking about? Someone's been painting sigils on the bricks of the aqueduct. They were causing people to faint, but now someone's carving them. And we've discovered a network of abandoned tunnels beneath the aqueduct itself. The tunnel walls are carved with those very same symbols. When I tried going inside, my legs wouldn't move. I could do nothing but run away. What should we do? What we should do is... here's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to do anything to make them angrier. So we're not going to... Oh, but then it's quite funny if someone involves Sweet Man in the story. I leave this to the council's discretion. I leave this to the discretion of the council. I agree with people warning the East that they don't want to do it. There will be bloodshed. Explore the tunnels? Fine. I'm happy to bankroll that. I think it makes sense to look into these tunnels. Is this going to be our second ever unanimous vote? We were 1 vote short. 1 vote short of our second ever unanimous vote. Still technically unanimous, I guess. What's in the tunnels? So we are to go into the tunnels and explode them, yes? No, that could damage the aqueduct above. Please just be careful. Oh yes, it'll be fine. Nothing could go... Excuse me, I burped there. On the day of their descent, crowds of Eastern citizens gather to watch and cheer. The adventurers do not return for some time. Alright, I guess we'll see. 3 have voted to rebel. If defiance is above authority and stability, which it currently isn't. Oh wait, no, it is. Is it? Yeah, it is. Okay, it sounds like they're rebelling. I don't know if I can do much about that. Winter Feast time. After weeks of leading your baggage train along the perilous mountain roads, you finally arrive at the snow-swept clan hall of Chief Dude. The hall is crowned with all the chiefs of the north, sitting cheek to cheek along tables, groaning under the weight of food and ale. Welcome, your majesty, to my humble hall. Take a seat, grab a drink. It is customary at Winter Feast to exchange gifts with the host. What did you bring? I was going to give you a lot of money, but the currency's currency's gone downhill of late. I could up their trade, which cost me some money. I could give some pajamas, a champion warhorse, or nothing. I don't want to give nothing. I'll tell you what. How are the North doing financially? It looks to me like the North could do with a little bit of a financial boost. How about a casket overflowing with sapphires? This is far beyond what was necessary, your majesty. I will forever be in your debt. Now I can afford to repair those blasted roads. There you go, the North. After that, the feast lasts long into the night, the fires roar, the bards sing songs of the old days, and the lack of ale is consumed. A couple of hours in, I am... I'll just be a little merry. Just a little merry. I trust the North. Yeah, dude definitely did need the money, it's true. As Winter Feast draws on and snow piles up outside the doors, the mood in the hall turns raucous. Your memory is blotchy, but you distinctly recall... I recall taking part in a contest. At Winter Feast, the chiefs challenge each other to various games. I soon find yourself facing Failure 44 in... Failure 44, it's you and me in a game of chess. It's a long and hard-fought game, but your mind is fogged by alcohol and you make some foolish blunders. Congratulations, Failure 44, you win at chess. The next morning, the chiefs are scattered around the hall, groaning and nursing their hangovers. Your own hangover isn't too bad, but the thought of the voyage home makes you wince. You bid farewell to the chiefs and begin the long, perilous journey back to the capital. Failure 44 in the chat, really rubbing it in. Right, okay, we end the season. Far to the north, where snow... Oh, despite all this, the North are still going through with their plan with the bloody snow giants. Ragnarok 2.0. Praise Morgana. Initial talks with the ice giants are going so well that they've gifted us a new patch of fertile land. The gods are good. With luck, this will be the foundation of an alliance strong enough to rock the world. Aye, the ice giants are a formidable ally. Tall as buildings and limbs like tree trunks. And so on. We heard this before. Just what I was thinking. If we fill the kingdom with bountiful goods and plunder, the giants won't be able to resist. For the next stage of the chief's scheme, they must raise other regions' trade to a total of 10 or more. That's currently already the case. Right, I can add a law. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let people change their minds after they vote. I think that's spicy. I think this is a spicy option. It lets people convince people in the chat. Okay, the Counts of the East are actively rebelling. The kingdom is in rebellion. The first side to earn 5 victory points will win. Victory points are earned through events. If the rebels are victorious, the monarch is overthrown. We don't know how this works. This didn't happen last time. I guess it's not a surprise that the faction that just outnumbers everyone is rebelling. Right. Well, let's go to the east last, I guess. Let's start with rebellion. At long last, the counts have reached their boiling point. You are confronted in the throne room by Countess Sweetmel 7, who had a bad run last time, got kidnapped, had their inheritance stolen. I can understand the, bitterness. The Counts of the East will bring you down, pretender to the throne. We will rise up and fight for Martine, the true monarch. Stability's gone down, authority's gone down. This is a formal declaration of war. The next time we see each other will be on the battlefield. Well, this is terrible. These are 2 bad choices. How about this? One day, Mel7, I will see your head on a spike. There'll be many heads on spikes before the war is over. Mine will not be among them. Okay. After everything I did with the aqueduct as well. Unbelievable. What are our chances against the rebels? The counts are formidable but not undefeatable. I hope they don't persuade any other regions to join their rebellion. That would be disastrous. The leader of the rebellion is Count Siegedbunner. As reason for the uprising, he's citing your history of petty transgressions against the counts. Is it too late to apologise? It is. Okay. Okay. I can't wait. I'll go dig out the trebuchets. Fantastic news. Let's have a wedding, though. Did I charge the east for the aqueduct? Is that true? I don't remember that. The Civil War casts a shadow over your wedding. Instead of being a joyous public holiday, the day arrives without much pomp and ceremony. Still, all your loyal nobles have arrived in the capital to keep up appearances. Soon enough, you're standing in St. Bertrand's Cathedral with Kestrid at your side. Do you take this woman as your lawful wedded wife? I do. Then I pronounce you queen and wife. After the wedding, of course, there's a feast, and after the feast, a dance. Your new wife, Kestrid, laps up the attention, delivering a witty speech in which she flatters you outrageously. Okay, that's put up my authority and stability a little bit. By the time you find yourself alone with Kestrid, it's past midnight, and you've never felt more tired. You danced so beautifully. It was such a wonderful day, wasn't it? Agree with her. Last time, our wife didn't like us, so hopefully this time we can fix that. You endure a long conversation in which Kestrid seems determined to flatter you relentlessly and agree with everything you say. By night's end, you still don't know who Kestrid really is. Her real personality is concealed behind 100 layers of etiquette. You go to your separate bedchambers, still strangers. Right, cool. Opening strike. Let's win this war. It's been a long time coming. Over 300 years ago, the East was conquered, but before that, we were our own rulers, with a lineage of monarchs stretching back 1,000 years. The glory days. Indeed, and that's why we must rise up. By placing Martine on the throne, we will reclaim what we have lost. But first we must decide on tactics. My fellow counts, this is a vote for the counts. I ask you, how shall we strike first? We can launch a preemptive strike against the chiefs to cripple their military capabilities. If we suspect the grandees may join our cause, we can call them to war. They'll be more likely to join us if the Queen's authority is low. We could also call upon the church to condemn the Queen. Or finally, you could send off an assassin to nip this in the bud. Here are your options. Counts, here are your options. This is only available to the counts. You have 10 seconds left. What is this? What have I done? Also, I love that Ziga voted for a battle that you had 0% chance of winning. I really like that. Like, statistically impossible odds. Right. Send an assassin after the Queen. Great. Thank you for meeting with me at such short notice. The sum you offered piqued my interest. You understand why the sum is so high, though. Yes, you want me to assassinate the Queen. It is no trouble. I am a child of the Viper. If you have the gold and you want a woman dead, she is dead. Get it done. Okay. Alarming. An alarming development. Hopefully I don't get assassinated. Your Majesty, these upstarts are saying they have a right to your throne. No doubt the nobles are already scheming to crown the region's preferred claimant. Right, so it looks like the chiefs have done their goal. And so far, yeah, so do everyone's got their goal, except for the counts who have decided to go to war. I meant it. I stand by what I said about the East. The kingdom's in rebellion. We know about that. Alright, let's start with something's wrong. It's an evening like any other. You're sitting for dinner, your servants heaping your table with dishes fit for a queen. Goose tongue pie, roast boar, jellied pigeon. As usual, your wife is at the very opposite of the grand table, as far away from you as possible. You'd have to shout to talk, but there's no conversation anyway. And of course, your wine glass is never empty. Prepare to take a swig. Slow down, your greatness. I get first taste, remember? Of course, each time your drink is refreshed, your honor guard take the first sip in case of poison. It's highly annoying. Ugh, what is wrong with that wine? Before your astonished eyes, your honor guard who sipped your drink turns a distressing shade of purple. Then his eyes begin bugging out like an excited pug. Are you alright? Ignoring you entirely, he starts swelling and swelling until... pop. He explodes, showering all the other honor guards, not to mention a few of your servants, with a foul-smelling purple liquid. Fortunately for your laundry staff, none of it splashes onto you. That poor bastard. As you speak, your voice dies in your throat. One by one, the rest of your slime-soaked honor guards are turning purple. Ooh. Do I run for it, or do I get my wife to safety? If I don't get my wife to safety, I've lost the guards of the north and my northern wife, so I think we'll prioritise that. Behind you, there's a series of grotesque pops as your honor guard and servants explode, one by one until there's nothing left. A few hours later, you go over the horrific events at dinner with your spy master. Your Majesty, that must have been terribly disturbing. What the hell happened? It was a very rare kind of contagious poison known as Ainwick's Cascader. It causes the drinker to explode, and whoever is touched by the remains also explodes. As you can imagine, the results can be catastrophic. We were lucky that only your honor guards and a few servants died. Who did this? One of the children of... Who could it have been? One of the children of the Viper, the most feared assassins in the kingdom, no doubt hired by your enemies in the east. Ainwick's Cascader is one of their specialties, intended for causing maximum chaos. We're still not sure how they access the wine cellar, but as a precaution, we're pouring away the rest of your stock. Even the very best vintages. I will never forgive the east for this. The gutters will flow red and white tonight. We're still not sure how they access the wine cellar, but as a precaution, we're pouring away the rest of your stock. Blah, blah, blah. We just read that. The counts will pay for this. They will, Your Majesty. You can count on it. Of course, Your Majesty. Hashtag fuck the East, indeed. Senior Sacapunta saying the North did this. Failure 44 saying the alliance is over. What do you mean the alliance is over? Oh, the alliance with the East. Okay, cool. The end of the Northeast Alliance. You love to see it. The counts will stop at nothing, even murder to bring you down. Thank the Ninth for your honor guard. May they rest in peace. Things could have gone very differently. I guess we'll see what's going on in the east. The eastern border is lined with countless campfires. Pikemen practice their drills. The Count's troops are gathering in vast numbers. Look at them all. A wondrous sight. Is this it? Are we ready to march? No, not yet. We're still mustering our forces. And on that subject, I've considered several proposals to further bolster our army for the trials ahead. Counts, this is on you. Your faith is too low for this one. This is on you, Counts. You can hire mercenaries, which will up your military and lower your trade. You can conscript a mass of peasant levies. Or you can just chill. Okay. They're hiring mercenaries. Needed, because your military's pathetic. Look at this. Are you sure we can trust these Ashmodean mercenaries? What if the Queen outbids us? This is the place I went to war with as my last act as king in the last game. That is the beauty of it. The Ashmodeans will never work with the Queen as a matter of principle. When the Ashmodean mercenaries arrive in the east, it becomes apparent how different their customs are from the locals. They pray to Caldevaga, the machine god, in an attempt to remind him that the world exists. They claim their swords are alive and will grow... Who have you hired? They claim their swords are alive and will grow angry if sheathed for too long. They bathe every single day. But they're perfectly capable of enacting hideous violence in exchange for money. And that's all the Counts need from them. Right. Battle. Let's go. Yeah, heretics. True. Vast armies darken the landscape like the shadows of clouds. Flags are flying, drums are pounding in rhythm with the marching of boots. The kingdom is gripped with civil war. At least that's what you imagine. Most of your time is spent in the safety of your palace, poring over a giant map with your marshal. Yeah, the anti-gamers, it's true. Your Majesty, the army of the East is advancing on the capital, led by that treacherous cur, Count Ziga to the Marmalade 0808. I've received word from the commander of our loyalist forces in the south. If they march now, they'll intercept the Counts in a matter of days. Alternatively, they could join forces with the army of the north. It's risky, but together they'd have a higher chance of defeating the accursed Counts. What are your orders? I don't mean to be rude to this. Oh, actually, no, the South's military's pretty good. But I think we want to use our combined forces. People of the South, people of the North, are you both with me? Are we all agreed that the Counts must be stopped? Because that's what I'm thinking. Very well. Grandee, my boy Greg, is on the case. Hopefully they do as you're told. God knows treachery can thrive on a battlefield. Grandee, my boy Greg, we have our orders, but should we follow them? This is open to the south and the south alone. These are your options. For the Queens, true. People of the South, you need to vote on this. People of the South? Nice. People of the South, you need to vote. Alright, person of the South. I'll give you a few seconds because there's 2 South people who have not voted, so I'll just give them a second if they want to buck the trend, but otherwise we're moving on. Alrighty. Voting has closed. We're going to follow orders and link up with the chiefs. Love to see it. They're person of the South, indeed. The whole city holds its breath. You stew in your palace, waiting for your marshal's return. Finally, she arrives at your throne room, looking perfectly composed. Your Majesty, as ordered, the Grandees have turned their army around to link up with the chiefs. All according to plan. Indeed, Your Majesty, let's hope the plan is sound. It's all come down to the next battle. The fate of your kingdom hangs in the balance. We will prevail. I have faith. That's the spirit. Now I really must be going. I have a lot to take care of. Over the next few weeks, it becomes clear that the Southern's army's retreat has given the Counts free rein to pillage and plunder the South. Oof. The rampaging Eastern troops descend on farms like locusts, taking everything to feed thousands of hungry soldiers. Meanwhile, shops, churches and manors are plundered and the stolen loot shipped back to the East. So the East gets more trade, the South has lost trade. Some Counts' wealth has increased, some Grandees' wealth has decreased. Oh dear, the South. But while the South suffers, listen, you did the right thing. The Southern forces successfully link up with the chiefs. Now the joint army of the Grandees and the chiefs rush to meet the Counts in open warfare. And the winner will either end your reign or preserve it. I have a good feeling about this battle. How could the East do this? It's true. The auction's up. Get your auctions in. The Counts certainly have a lot of money, but so does Dude. Dude, who has more money than the Treasury once again. Lots of people interested in a deer park for some reason. Oh, because it'll sabotage the Count's farming. I see. I see. Is that why? Are we going anti-Counts? I mean, deserved. Deserved. Time's up. Okay, the Counts, with a huge donation from themselves, have voted to make their farming worse. And Dude has voted for a prison, which will lower stability. Is there really any need? Was there any need for that? At a time like this? We know about the rebellion. Right. The final battle. Should we do the final battle first? Yeah. Let's see how the battle went. A month ago, battle was averted, but that battle cannot be postponed forever. The Grandees and Chiefs are all that stands between the Counts and the capital. A final battle deciding the fate of the kingdom. I'll send word to the Chiefs that it's time to strike. We can only hope they listen to our orders, Your Majesty. Chiefs, don't fail me now. Do not fail me now, Chiefs. Remember what they did to the South. Remember what they did to my wife. Well, tried to do to my wife. Remember what they did to your fallen honor guard. I implore the people of the North to unanimously vote to crush the East. It's about time they learned a bit of respect. When she finally returns, she strides into your throne room with a triumphant gleam in her eyes. Marshal, report. We were caught by the Counts by surprise as they were fording a river. Classic pincer movement. Um, the chiefs attacked from one side and the grandees charged in from the other. You should have seen it. The river ran red that day, an utter slaughter. The count's military is now mediocre. The loyalists gained victory points and my authority has gone up. Can't shake the feeling we've missed something. No need to fret, Your Majesty. Everything is perfectly... At that moment, a frantic soldier bursts in. Your Majesty, we've received word from our scouts. I don't quite know how to say this. Spit it out, damn you. Yes, ma'am, Your Majesty. The counts must have split their forces. The army we defeated was a diversion. They've got another regiment making its way through the Crown lands. They'll be outside the capital in a matter of days, and the chiefs are too far away to help. What do we do? We must prepare for a siege. We've got a lot of work to do. Build up the capital's fortifications, stockpile food. I can see the counts celebrating in the chat. Train up a citizens' militia. But don't worry, Your Majesty. This is the last-ditch ploy of a defeated enemy. We need to outlast the siege, and the chiefs will come to our rescue. I believe in the chiefs. Let's see what's going on with the counts. Senor Sacapuntus, loving it in the chat. Do you remember the unsettling symbols being painted on the Eastern Aqueduct, Your Majesty? I'm going to keep the running joke that I don't remember anything about this. Is there anything more important than odd happenings in our buildings? Yes, sedition, civil war, battles, dead soldiers. Good point. Alas, it's a mystery we will never solve. All right. Who knows what's going on with that? About the heir. Do I have an heir? Your marriage to Kestrit has grown stale. This happened last time. I rescued her from exploding. You get along well enough, but you've made some good memories together, but there's no spark. She cares more about her stupid alchemical experiments than your happiness, but spark or no spark, you still need an heir. Something's still missing. You need an heir. However, securing an heir is impossible while the kingdom is at war with itself. Only when we defeat the East can I get an heir. Okay, fine. That gives me time to, sort out the real crisis, the romance crisis. Meanwhile, in the south, Grandee Gangrel has invited his closest associates to his manor house for some wine and cheese and treason. The kingdom's in complete chaos. The peasants are so nervous, they're joining the army in droves so someone will give them a sword. It's perfect. We have to strike. What do you intend us to do? Swoop in and kidnap the queen in full view of the palace watch? No, of course not. We need to use the chaos to our advantage. We have two options. People of the south, here are your options. You can lure the queen to the south and abduct her there, which would mean you have to raise your defiance, or you can manufacture a food crisis by lowering your own farming. Cast your votes, people of the south. People of the south. Cast your votes. Person of the south. JC Santee, the voice of the south. Gangrel's here too. All right. Very nice. You're going to manufacture a food crisis. Love to see it. If the south is gripped with famine, we can convince the queen to come down and visit us. Kiss babies, hang out bread, and that sort of thing. That's when we strike. One queen rides down to the south, and another queen rides home. Your genius knows no bounds, but what about our own citizens? Won't they starve? I'm sure the ninth will protect the peasants, the worthy ones anyway. For the final stage of their scheme, this is the final stage of the South scheme, the Grandees must lower their farming to 2 or less. Meanwhile, back in the north, Chief Dude is hosting yet another feast in his clan hall. Mead is being passed around in good measure, and some chiefs are dancing on the tables, but that can only mean 2 things, really good news or really bad news. Pass me the drink, you old lout. I'm drinking until my ancestors feel it. Once again, the ice giants are back. We saw this last time. They'll be marching with us come tomorrow. The gods are good, but what happens after they march? Fetch me another drink and assemble the chiefs. Right, what's the plan? What is the plan, people of the north? Apart from, obviously defending your queen no matter what. Defending your queen no matter what? I'm pretty sure that was the plan. Defend your queen no matter what? Defend the... You can always abstain. It is true, Failure 44. There is a tactical mastermind among the East. Oh, no, you're in the Chiefs. Fine. I got that wrong. Sorry, I didn't mean to imply you were from the East. There won't be much left of the palace after this, but we'll build a new one, bigger and fancier with more bones. Maybe this time the Chiefs will achieve Ragnarok. We'll find out. Oh, do we need to make sure the kingdom is... We do need to make sure the kingdom is sufficiently unstable, don't forget, or they'll unite and repel us, ice giants or no. So the chiefs need to lower stability to 1 or less. Right. I can't tax the East because we're at war with them. I don't want to make any enemies from the people who are currently stopping me from being wiped out, so I'm just going to tax the peasants. Right. A deadly disease, a ground-shaking discovery, and besieged. Let's deal with this ground-shaking discovery first. We'll do the siege last. The Counts are digging tunnels under our walls, Your Majesty. By Morgana's cauldron, Eastern troops could boil up from underground anywhere in the city, even under your very throne. I've placed bronze bowls of water inside the city walls. Judging by the size of the ripples, we've worked out where the tremors are coming from. It's a rough measurement for certain, but we must act now. What would the council have me do? Here's what we'll say. I'll leave it up to you. This one is very much up to the council. Do the counts get to vote in this? I'm assuming they do. We're drowning the counts. It looks like the counts' votes aren't counting, doesn't it? Yeah, sorry, counts. It looks like you don't get to vote on this one because you're not in the city. Because you're at war with me. Oh, yeah, because of course you're not allowed to vote. You're at war with me. What am I talking about? Cool, we're flooding the tunnel with water. After days of exploratory digging, your tunnelers meet up with the eastern tunnels and frantically evacuate. I diverted the flow of the tread water directly into the enemy's tunnels, flushing away their wooden braces along with their miners. RIP. Unfortunately, this caused the tunnel to collapse, the tunnel that was under our walls. Council, nice one. A section of our wall has partially collapsed, resulting in a sinkhole, and hundreds of Eastern soldiers swarmed in. We fought them off, but only barely, and who knows how long the barricade will hold. Great. A deadly disease. Your Majesty, I have good news and bad news. What would you like first? Let's have the bad news. There's an outbreak of a rare disease called Timian's pox inside the city walls. Civilians are dying by the hundreds, and it will spread to our garrisons if we're not careful. And the good news? I have a plan for how we can use this disease against our enemies. After all, they're but a stone throw away from our walls these days. Tell me about this disease. It's named after King Timian the Short, a very tall man by all accounts. The pox, for whatever reason, causes people to grow a foot or two before they die of exhaustion. Let it never be said that physicians have no sense of humour. Regardless, it's spread by close contact to infected individuals as well as through rats and fleas. It would be a trivial matter to spread such a disease to the traitors outside our walls. I don't really care about my authority, so I love it. Love it. It's a great plan. Council, it looks like you get a say in this. My preference... You know what, actually... Oh, God. The thing about spreading it to the besiegers is look how low of a chance it is. I think that's too risky, so I'm going to say we're not doing it. I'm vetoing it. I'm vetoing spreading it to the besiegers. I liked the idea, but it's too risky. You can call me a coward all you like. Voting is open. If we wipe this disease out, that's a pretty big win, right? Everyone will celebrate it. Everyone will be pleased to see it. Voting's closed. The citizens of the capital are my primary concern, and so I divert my attention towards them. Unfortunately, the disease spreads rapidly, though not uncontrollably so. Many people die, but the pox is contained, and stability has dropped to 1, which is very bad news. Most importantly, the nobles and rebels are unaffected. The siege continues much as it did before. Stability is not looking good. The councils march through the crown lands. The counts, rather, march through the crown lands, pillaging and burning. The roads are heaving with refugees and corpses clog the rivers. Now the capital is surrounded. You stand on the ramparts of your palace, staring out in dismay at the army camps, stretching for miles outside the city walls. Get down from there, Your Majesty. If they get lucky with a crossbow bolt... They look like ants from up here. Yes, well, even ants are terrifying in enough numbers, and after someone's kicked their nest. We have one hope. The grandees and the chiefs are still out there, Your Majesty. Their combined army smashed the rebels in the last battle, and they can smash them again. I hope they get here in time. There is still hope. As you finish your sentence, an immense trebuchet hurls a 10-ton boulder towards the capital. It crashes into a nearby clock tower, smashing it to smithereens. Like I said, Your Majesty, you better get inside. Right. Do the North just win? We'll find out. Oh, I want this. Let's get rid of Monarch's Choice. Get rid of Monarch's Choice. I want the option to plus stability if people vote for the same option. Okay. Oh, I think it might be over. It's another day of poring over maps and battle plans with your marshal. It's hard to remember the last time you did anything else. And yet, just when you thought things couldn't get any worse, Your Majesty, you won't believe this. Ice Giants. They've entered the Crown Lands just last night, according to my scouts, and the chiefs, they've abandoned us. This must have been their plan all along. Second time's the charm. Then we are lost. Perhaps, but there is one path that remains. Count Ziga to the Marmalade and the rebels may just agree to a truce. If we're invaded by ice giants, there won't be a kingdom left for anyone. People of the East. People of the East, I have a proposition for you. And listen. People of the East, the next week is agony. Every second that you spent waiting for the Count Ziga to the Marmalade 0808 to arrive, the giants cause more damage to the capital. Nevertheless, you are patient. When the Counts finally arrive, they bring a whole battalion, clearly fearing a ruse. I'm surprised you came calling for us. You must be desperate. I won't fight for free. Crown Martine or Monarch, I won't fight for free. Crown Martine as Monarch, or we'll let the giants do their worst. Now, you know what? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, no shot. I thought maybe there was going to be a chance. You have nothing else to bargain with, Your Highness. If you decline, I walk. Over my dead body. More than a few hands reach for weapons as you say the words. Just as it looks like a fight will break out, a horn sounds in the distance. All heads in the room swivel towards the source of the noise. Someone is outside the walls. Everyone rushes outside, all previous hatred forgotten, and is greeted by an extraordinary sight. Giants are outside your walls. They have already demolished any soldiers unlucky enough to be stationed there. Count Ziga to the Marmalade 0808's mouth opens in stunned silence as he realizes his army has been decimated. I don't think it's right to survive. I'll join the City Watch. Morale can only last so long in the face of impossible odds. You put up a valiant effort, but the giants burst through the gates with their bare hands. Your officers don't stand a chance. You run through the city, lungs burning from the smoke, when Chief Dude 0234 finds you, a sadistic grin on his face. Aha, there you are. A valiant effort, Your Majesty, but not enough. You fool. You fool, Dude 0234. You've destroyed half the kingdom. You will go down in history as the biggest fool. Don't you worry, the frost of war will melt and a new spring will come with a northern queen and a great big throne made of bones. Ha ha. That's when you see it. Rising out of the mist like a lighthouse with anchors for hands, an ice giant looms behind Chief Dude, who wears a terrible grin. The flesh feaster awaits, Your Majesty. As Dude turns away, the giant approaches, picking you up with its hand as if you were a discarded piece of cake. You shut your eyes and pray to the ninth god the ice giants don't like to play with their food. RIP. Queen Nadia's glorious reign ended in a giant's stomach. The next day, Chief Dude picked through its droppings in search of a crown. All that remained of the grandee's attempt to usurp the crown was a prisoner, deep under the castle, clad in an iron mask and shrouded in rumour. The Counts, led by Ziga to the Marmalade, launched a rebellion that accomplished nothing besides distracting the queen while cunning schemers took the throne. Once the war with the ice giants was won, the chiefs were heralded as the saviours of the kingdom. Gunhild was crowned amid much pomp and ceremony. Any whispers that the chiefs had arranged the giants' attack was squashed with extreme prejudice. Well, there we go. That was a lot of fun. Well played, everyone. That's a fun game. Congratulations to the chiefs. Condolences to the East, who, frankly, brought this upon themselves. You can't add more factions. I think 3 factions is the limit. If we do play again, which in theory I could do tomorrow, could potentially do this tomorrow, it would be a new dynasty with different factions. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I would definitely play that again. Different factions does sound good. Ice Giants dub. And it does seem like the game just crashes when you get to this screen. Unless I'm missing something really obvious. Just seems that the game crashes. But yeah, really, really fun. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for taking part. This stream would not have worked without people engaging with it the way they did. It was a really, really good time. If you do have Twitch Prime and you have a sub to throw out, if you do throw it my way, that would be much appreciated. But thank you to the new followers. Thank you, JC Santi, for the bits. Let me have a look just to see if there's anybody we want to raid. So just give me a little moment here just to check. Yeah, actually, McYogi's playing God of War. We'll give him a little raid. So let's do that now. Yeah. Well, let's see if I'm free tomorrow evening, which I think I might be. We will do some more of this because that was fun. Right, how do I raid on Twitch? I always forget this. How do I raid on Twitch? How to raid on Twitch? Talk amongst yourselves. Oh, it's /raid. Right. Yogi's playing God of War. Go and wish them the best of luck. I am going to vanish shortly after. Hello, Holly. You've arrived just in time to see the end of the stream, but it was a lot of fun. I will upload this one to the VOD channel as well. Is this going to work? Yes. Okay, we are raiding. Thanks again for stopping by, everyone. If I can, I think I'll stream this tomorrow. I will check. I'll mention on my Twitter and Discord if that's what I'm doing. Thanks for the stream. Thanks for stopping by. That was a lot of fun. Death to the traitors, and see you all later. The VOD is on. It's a YouTube channel called Streams on Hard Mode. I will pop a link on my Discord.